And good evening to you. Welcome to IESA Class 1A State Championship action from East Peoria, Illinois, and East Peoria Central Junior High School, where the Griggsville Perry Eagles take on the Lincoln Carroll Catholic Crusaders. Good evening to you. I'm Charlie Hull. Brian Shoemaker alongside, as is John Hull, manning the camera tonight, as we bring you junior high state championship action on Central Illinois Sports. Tonight's broadcast would not be possible without the support of our sponsors. We invite you to not only thank them, but spend your dollars with them when you're making your next purchasing decision, as they have made it possible for us to be here this evening. The Eagles looking to cap off the perfect season. The Crusaders of Lincoln Carroll Catholic looking to put a 1 on the right side of the GP record when the night is done. It should be a fantastic matchup here at East Peoria Central Junior High. We've got lots of information to share your way on the pregame show. We'll have that and more coming your way after this.
Joins the Griggsville Perry community in congratulating the 7th grade Eagles on their trip to the state tournament and wish them all the best in today's game. Successful basketball teams rely on speed, defense, shooting, rebounding, and determination, plus a knowledgeable coach to guide the players to another win. Successful farmers rely on crop inputs such as fertilizer, seed, crop protection chemicals, custom applications, and petroleum products, plus a crop specialist to make recommendations for high yields. And that's where the team of crop specialists at Logan Ag come into the game. They have all the tools to help farmers gain top yields. Stop by to discuss your game plan for top yields or call 1-800-LOGAN-AG. Logan Agri-Service, serving agriculture and supporting the Eagles since 1962. Call 1-800-LOGAN-AG. Pioneer Mechanical is a full-spectrum plumbing shop located in Griggsville and serving all of West Central Illinois and Missouri. We offer residential, commercial, and industrial plumbing, both service and new construction. Fully licensed, bonded, and insured, including EPA licensure for backflow surveys, testing, and repair. We also offer drain cleaning from small household drains to full-size sewer lines. With over 20 years of plumbing experience, Josh Phillips is happy to assist you with your plumbing needs. Call or text 217-617-5624 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We can also be reached on Facebook at Pioneer Mechanical.
Welcome back on the pregame show on Central Illinois Sports. You found us on YouTube. Now hit that subscribe button. That way you can be notified each and every time we go live with the broadcast throughout the area on Central Illinois Sports. The 20-3 Lincoln Carroll Catholic Crusaders and the 28-0 Griggsville Perry Eagles matching up in this Class 1A state championship game. Brian Shoemaker alongside. And Brian, this game was supposed to have been played last week. Mother Nature didn't cooperate, but the fans are ready to roll here this evening.
Well, thankfully, Mother Nature, cooperated tonight, Charlie. It's been a wet, rainy ride for a whole bunch of Griggsville Perry Eagle fans tonight. Had a great pep assembly up at the school for the community pep assembly earlier today. But yeah, we were supposed to get this game back in on Thursday, and the weather forecast did not look very fun in the greater rural metropolitan western Illinois Pike County area. So we made the decision to hopefully post things back. We thought it was going to be Friday, and then they said, nope, we're going to play Monday. So here we are, Monday night, getting ready for a big state championship, Charlie, and two teams that, by gosh, deserve to be here tonight.
That they do. The Eagles are 28-0. They were champions of the Liberty 7th grade tournament and the Pike County Conference 7th grade tournament. This is the 29th IESA state tournament appearance for Griggsville Perry. Overall, a record of 38-26, 17 appearances with at least one win. And tonight will be the program's 10th trophy. Of course, most recently in the championship game, the Tornadoes fell to Pontiac St. Mary's. It would have been the year that the kids that are juniors now actually were in 8th grade. So that group of juniors and sophomores played in the state championship game against a tough squad. We remember that game, and hoping the Tornadoes can come out with things on their side of the scoreboard here tonight. The Eagles got here, and I'll try to call them Eagles. I promise, not Tornadoes. You're going to have to explain to me sometime throughout the broadcast, folks. Brian Shoemaker is going to explain that transformation from an Eagle to a Tornado. It must be a thrilling switch that happens through the metamorphosis there.
Shape-shifting in Pike County.
But the Eagles won the regional title game 34-20 over a Brussels squad that was a little bit of a tougher matchup than I think some people thought. GP actually trailed 6-4 after one quarter, led by 3 at halftime, but won that one with some big adjustments in the second half. A 37-31 win over Waverly in a game the Eagles trailed 14-3. And you know, when you talk about a postseason run, that seems like there's always one game in there that you think, we probably could have lost that game just as easily as we won it. That one may stand out for this GP squad.
Well, and the Eagles were real proud to get that win. Garrett White had talked a lot about Charlie. The Eagles had played Waverly very early in the season and really ran away with a big victory. I believe that was over in the Jacksonville shootout. But to play any team in a postseason environment on its home court, many teams have seen what it's like to play at Perry Middle School during a postseason environment. It's loud, it's a full gym, it's hard to get through, and for the Eagles to go and do it on what was a really quality Waverly team was a win that I know Garrett and the boys were real proud to get. Things were a little tough through half, came out and missed a few easy shots to start the third quarter, and after a while, they just decided that there's time to buckle down and 14-3 run to close out the sectional and make their way to East Peoria.
Quarterfinal was a 32-25 win over Newton St. Thomas. GP led by as many as 12 in that second half. And then the semifinal, the one that probably left people kind of scratching their heads, 46-8. They win in that contest.
46-8, and probably one of the most complete games that the Eagles have played, at least in the better part of 3 weeks, maybe if not all season. Charlie started on an 8-0 run, a couple of baskets off of some quick turnovers off the press that we'll tell you about here in just a couple of minutes. But this team is really able to put up a lot of points on the board very quickly. They create baskets off the transition, off the press, and of course they've got a lot of lights-out shooters that if they start getting hot from behind that arc, there can be a lot of points on the board for that Eagles team.
We'll set the stage with their opponents' information. Lincoln Carroll Catholic, the Crusaders. GP's opponent here tonight. We'll talk more about the Crusaders following this timeout.
M&D Dozing congratulates the Griggsville Perry Eagles on reaching tonight's state championship game. Give Merle McGlasson a call for all your bulldozing and earth-moving needs at 573-560-0104. That's 573-560-0104. M&D Dozing, located in Pittsfield, and proud supporters of the Griggsville Perry Eagles as they go on for the state championship. Backroad Lace Boutique on the Square in Pittsfield is a locally owned, proud supporter of local schools and organizations. Backroad Lace Boutique carries all women's clothing of all sizes, along with accessories and shoes. A personal shopping experience for all as we focus on your confidence. They're open Tuesday through Saturday in Pittsfield, wishing the Griggsville Perry Eagles the best of luck in today's game. Backroad Lace Boutique in Pittsfield on the south side of the square.
Welcome back to the broadcast on Central Illinois Sports. Glad you have tuned in. If you're watching live on YouTube and you've got that YouTube chat up, let us know where you're watching from tonight. And also wish the Eagles good luck. We'll try to pass along some of those well wishes as we can throughout the contest. Lincoln Carroll Catholic, it's a co-op program with Lincoln Zion Lutheran and New Holland Middletown. The combined enrollment of 56 for grades 7 through 8 over all three schools compared to the 48 students for GP. This is their 7th appearance in an IESA state tournament. Overall, they're 13-5 in their appearances. Their 4th state title game appearance. They lost in the 2016 tournament to Normal Epiphany, won the 86 and 1977 Class A championships. Their road here in the postseason looks like this, a regional title game, 49-39 over Lincoln West, Lincoln Broadwell. A 43-19 win over Decatur Lutheran in the sectional. They won their quarterfinal game over Royal Prairie View Ogden 37-22. Started the game on an 18-0 run, held their opponents scoreless until halfway through that second quarter. And then their semifinal game was a pretty dominating performance, 40-20 over Washington St. Patrick, as young Mr. Darren Stevens scored 24 in that contest, and he's kind of the main man for this Crusader squad.
What we've told people throughout the week is a couple of things, Charlie. One, Stevens is the motor that makes this entire team go. For a 7th grader, he still has not even turned 13 yet. He won't turn 13 until next month in March. Very nice physically developed player for a 7th grader. Has some nice handles, really able to create some shots for himself off of the dribble. And of course, the kids tease him a little bit about the mustache, but by gosh, if you can score that many points in junior high and be that dominant, then by gosh, you can sprout a little facial hair if you want to. But this Lincoln Carroll Catholic team, we've told people, is really similarly built to the same type of team the Eagles were 3 years ago in this state title game. A very dominant point guard, a lot of really nice complementary players, a couple of nice shooters, some rebounders. It's very, very similar to the same team that Griggsville was 3 seasons ago in the state championship game.
Quite possibly the theme song for this GP team could be an old Billy Joel hit, Pressure, and they put pressure on teams, and that has proven to be a problem for the Eagles' opponents.
You saw that in the semifinal game against Oglesby, where that team literally, and this was a good team, Charlie. Don't get us wrong. Oglesby was a fantastic ball club. And the pressure and the 2-2-1 three-quarter court press and the 1-2-2 when they switch things around really, really caused a lot of problems for Oglesby. It's caused problems for teams all season long. And that will be the big challenge for Lincoln Carroll Catholic tonight. How will they respond to that press? Is Stevens going to try and drive through it? Are they going to try and create some space and get the ball over by passing? It's going to be a big challenge for them, but the Eagles are also going to have some challenges facing their defense. Lincoln Carroll Catholic runs a nice 3-2 zone and a half-court set. Stevens will be up front, the big lengthy guard, and you'll have a couple of other nice lengthy guards alongside him on the wings. We saw Royal Prairie View struggle with that in the quarterfinal. We also saw Washington St. Patrick struggle with it in the semifinal. So if the Eagles are going to have any type of challenge to get through, it's going to have to be to get some shooting to break apart that zone and extend things a little bit, and also some sharp passes and limit the turnovers to limit transition buckets for the Crusaders.
For this GP squad, the Lipcomb boys do the bulk of the ball handling, and they do it pretty darn well. Neither one very big, but quick, and speed kills, as they say, and Wyatt and Lane Lipcomb have shown that with those two out there, not only do they have that weird ESP that all twins have, you know, they can kind of tell where the other one's going to be, but there's people in 7th grade who played basketball this year have nightmares seeing those two coming up to trap.
I'll tell you what, those kids are feisty, they are competitive. You know, we heard from David Kerfman, who drives a school bus for Griggsville Perry. The kids are very competitive, and at times they will even try to race each other just to get on the bus. And even those to get to the bus in the morning will get to be a little bit competitive. These kids love to play. They love to win hard. That Lipcomb bloodline, you know, Charlie, runs deep in the Pike County area. Of course, Aaron, their dad, and of course Evan, their uncle, was both great athletes for the GP program. And of course Brett and Mark were tremendous athletes, and Kayla and Megan were great athletes themselves on the female side for GP in their career. So no surprise that those two kids are part of what we call the not so big three. And of course they've got one big shooter who can really turn things around in a hurry for Griggsville Perry, and that is Michael Myers, the young blonde-headed kid for Griggsville. He'll wear number 3 tonight. This kid is a shooter. He can shoot the ball, and he will be everywhere tonight, gang. Don't be taking your eyes off of him 1 second. And, of course, they're going to round things out with a couple of other nice guards. Logan Gerke will help round things out on the backcourt side, along with Rory Phillips and Garrett Woodward, who you may see in on some reserve minutes. And, of course, they've got a lot of nice kids up front. The Eagles' front court still very strong. They're able to grab a lot of rebounds. You're going to see a rotating front court. Expect to see Flint Kirk and Dane McAllister. Those are two names that the Griggsville people know very, very well, Charlie. Flint Kirk, of course, grandson of the late Moo Brody, and his uncle Josh Brody was a fantastic basketball player in his own right. His older brother Cash Kirk is on the Tornadoes roster right now. Dane McAllister, Dalton, is on the high school roster for the Tornadoes, and Donnie was a heck of an athlete in high school ball. So a lot of really nice, notable names here for the Griggsville Perry program. You're going to see Kyle Waters and Wade Lipcomb come in on that rotating front court as well, and especially if guys happen to get in foul trouble.
You know, a big crowd on hand here tonight. The kids had the big celebration at school, and a lot of folks turned out for that. And you got to be pretty proud of this Griggsville Perry program. You know, to be really blunt, the high school level has not had the type of victories they're used to having the last couple of years, and this group has kind of given this community a little bit of a boost again.
I'll tell you what, it's been great to see over the past week. The cheerleaders have done a fantastic job. They've been painting windows all over the community for the past week. Had a really nice community pep assembly today. Brandy Bennett has done a fantastic job with a really great group of young cheerleaders who really have taken a lot of pride in what they do. They've really spearheaded the effort to get things going. Farmers National Bank was able to help out with a really kind contribution to the boys basketball team to kind of help take care of some expenses for this week. So you've seen a lot of people really chip in, and of course that's what it takes, because you want to allow the boys to focus on their job, which is the basketball game. You want to allow the coaches to take care of their job, which is coaching and preparing the boys. So a lot of people in the community have done a lot of things to get ready for tonight.
You know, in games like this, it seems like the team that can relax, settle in, let those jitters get out and realize they're just playing basketball are teams that have a big advantage in this one. And, you know, you can take a look at both of these squads, and you know both of them got here because they have kids able to do that. But you've got to like GP's mentality. These kids are all business when they step on the court.
Well, you saw that Saturday when they won the quarterfinal game. This was not a lot of celebration. There was not a lot of cheering. This was just boys walking off the court with some high fives and handshakes like this was their moment to be here. The semifinal, of course, they celebrated. And they earned it. They earned that right to celebrate. You talked about the environment, Charlie. This gym is packed. This is built just a little bit like Beardstown High School, maybe just a little bit smaller in terms of seating. But this gym is going to be full. We'll see how these kids react to what is going to be a very loud crowd to start this game.
We assume they'll have a national anthem here in just a moment in preparation of this contest. Lots of purple on the GP side, red for the Crusaders side of things. Our referees are headed over to the table, and it looks like we'll have the national anthem. We'll step aside for a timeout when we come back. Starting lineup, play-by-play, GP, Lincoln Carroll Catholic, in the IESA Class 1A State Championship game. We're back with you after this.
Your locally owned Save-A-Lot store in Pittsfield is the place to go for the best meat selection in the area. Pork chops, steaks, chicken wings, we've got them all, and more. Our team will work with you, the customer, to custom cut items for that special event as well. Drive a little, save a lot with local Save-A-Lot in Pittsfield. They support the Griggsville Perry Eagles in their quest for this state championship. The best cuts of meat around and great groceries too. Drive a little, save a lot at Save-A-Lot in Pittsfield. Teddy's in Griggsville is proud to serve our community with delicious foods and cold drinks. Teddy's invites you to check out their daily lunch buffet and the recently expanded menu. Not only will you enjoy the food, but Teddy's is a place to go for entertainment, including video gaming, pool tables, and live bands. Watch every big game on our big projection screen with your friends at Teddy's. Check out our Facebook page to keep up with our events and daily specials. Teddy's, locally owned and operated on the north side of the square in Griggsville. What a team! What a coach! What a great group of cheerleaders and fans! Logan Ag joins the Griggsville Perry community in congratulating the 7th grade Eagles basketball team on an outstanding season and wishes them success in their quest for the state championship. Logan Agri-Service, serving agriculture and supporting the Eagles since 1962. Phone 1-800-LOGAN-AG for all your farm, chemical, and agricultural needs. It's Logan Ag supporting the Eagles. RMG Electrical is proud of the Griggsville Perry Eagles cheerleaders and all of their fans and the team's accomplishments this season. It takes hard work and commitment to make it this far. It's that same type of commitment that Greg Shoemaker has put into his 16 years of experience in the electrical field and is ready to help you with your next residential, commercial, municipal, agricultural, or grain bin job. Licensed and insured, give Greg a call at 217-242-1593 for RMG Electric, a proud fan and supporter of Griggsville Perry's Eagles.
Well, the national anthem has played. We're just about ready to meet the teams playing in this contest as the Griggsville Perry Eagles and the Lincoln Carroll Catholic Crusaders are going head-to-head here this evening. And for your starting lineups and your play-by-play, it's the voice of the Tornadoes, the Eagles, the Nick, the Bird City Bull Ring, the Jacksonville Speedway, the Griggsville Apple Festival, and some points in between, Mr. Brian Shoemaker.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's introduce you first to the starters here coming in from the Lincoln Carroll Catholic Crusaders, dressed in red with white trim tonight. Their record 20 wins and 3 losses on the season. Once again, as Charlie told you, they were winners over Lincoln West, Lincoln Broadwell, Decatur Lutheran, Royal Prairie View Ogden, and Washington St. Patrick as they make their way onto the state tournament court for the championship game here for the 2019 7th grade Class 1A championship contest. Lincoln Carroll Catholic averaging 35 points a game while only giving up 19 points. This is a good team, folks. Don't doubt them. Parker Grau starting out at number 3. That's a guard. Keep an eye on him. Going to be one of the main shooters tonight off the wing, Charlie, whenever Stevens is able to penetrate. And there's the big man to keep an eye on, Darren Stevens. 24 and 18 in the first 2 games of the state tournament here last Saturday at East Peoria. On the other guard is going to be number 33. Number 33 is Grant Owen. One of the big forwards, you'll see him in the backcourt of that 3-2 zone, is number 15, Daniel Welchel. And the other guard on the outside is number 20, Jared Evers. Kurt Fitzpatrick, the 8th-year coach from Lincoln Carroll Catholic, an alum of Lincoln Carroll Catholic, according to athletic director Michelle Wheaton. We had a nice conversation with her last week. And now for the starting lineup for the home team on the scoreboard tonight, the Griggsville Perry Eagles, 28-0, undefeated on the season, looking to make it 29-0. Starters for Griggsville Perry are going to be this. Number 3 on the guard is Michael Myers, a 7th grade shooter, the main scoring threat for the Eagles tonight. The other guard, Logan Gerke, number 11, will get the start tonight for the state championship game. One of the other guards will be number 24. That is Wyatt Lipkeman, one of the 2 Lipkeman twins, the secondary ball handler for GP. And there's the main ball handler, Lane Lipkeman, number 32, one of the 2 Lipkeman twins. Flint Kirk is one of the forwards. He's number 5, a 7th grader as well. Garrett White in his 8th season here at Griggsville Perry. And he is assisted by Mr. Matt Hansen.
Would think they let Garrett out of 8th grade at some point, but
you would think so. In his 8th season, 8th grade.
He's looking for a team sometime that he has to look up to instead of down, but these guys have taken that lack of size and really, I don't know, Brian, they kind of play a little bit of a chip on their shoulder.
I think they do it sometimes. These guys are scrappy, they're feisty, and here we go. Tip-off for the 2019 Class 7th grade, Class 1A state championship game here from East Peoria Central Junior High. So glad you're joining us alongside on Central Illinois Sports here on YouTube. Officials making sure we've got 5 and 5 on each side. That's always an important thing to do as we get ready for the tip here in the middle. Stevens in the red for Lincoln Carroll Catholic. Flint Kirk will jump for GP. Stevens dominates the tip, and he gets back to Grau as we kick things off here in the state championship game. Stevens at the top of the key. He passes back to Owens. Owens goes right back in, and they kick it right back out to Grau, and he goes off the back of the iron. Stevens goes up over the back and doesn't get the call, and they kick it right back out for a second shot. That's a big rebound by number 3, Grant Owen. Back to Stevens at the top of the key. He whips it over to the left wing. That's number 20, Jared Evers. He gets tied up with Wyatt Lipkeman. Lipkeman picks up the ball. Turnover for Lincoln Carroll Catholic. Lane Lipkeman gets to Michael Myers on the left wing, and they reset. The Eagles will set up in a lot of 1-4. You'll see some high stacks sometimes, and they're going to start in the 1-4. They get it over to Lane Lipkeman on the right, whips it around to Gerke, Myers, and Wyatt Lipkeman in the corner for 3. No good off the iron, and it's going to be picked up by Lane Lipkeman. Myers for 3 at the top of the key. No good as well. And it's another offensive rebound for the Eagles as now Lane Lipkeman gets it back to reset. Myers on the left wing here gets it up to Wyatt Lipkeman near the volleyball line. 5:02 left in the first quarter. Over to Gerke on the right wing, back to Lane, over to Myers, and everybody gets to overload here for the Eagles on the left side. Whipping it back around again, Gerke to Myers. Myers on the left wing tries to penetrate, doesn't find anything, and gets it back to Lane Lipkeman. They whip it around again. Gerke in the corner. Nothing so far as they're trying to get around this 3-2 zone that we told you about earlier. Flint Kirk on the short corner, whips it back to the top of the key. Tipped by Stevens. Stevens is going to go coast to coast on the steal, and that's going to be the first basket of the game for Darren Stevens. 2-0. Lincoln Carroll Catholic with 4:28 here in the first quarter. Lane Lipkeman at the top of the key of the volleyball line, gets it to Myers on the left wing, back to Wyatt Lipkeman. They swing things around one more time. Eagles trying to figure out this 3-2 zone. Lane Lipkeman on the right wing as Wyatt tumbles there in the lane, and Myers a 3 from the top of the key, no good again, and there's a rebound by number 33, Grant Owen, his second of the game. Stevens slows things down as the Eagles get set into 1-2-2 zone. Normally we see him in a 2-3, but we'll see if that goes back as Stevens at the top of the key, and he gets it down into a really quick pass to Owen Grant, and that's going to be a timeout for the Eagles. 3:53 left in the first quarter here at East Peoria. Lincoln Carroll Catholic 4, Griggsville Perry 0.
Pioneer Mechanical is a full-spectrum plumbing shop located in Griggsville and serving all of west central Illinois and Missouri. We offer residential, commercial, and industrial plumbing, both service and new construction. Fully licensed, bonded, and insured, including EPA licensure for backflow surveys, testing, and repair. We also offer drain cleaning from small household drains to full-size sewer lines. With over 20 years of plumbing experience, Josh Phillips is happy to assist you with your plumbing needs. Call or text 217-617-5624 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We can also be reached on Facebook at Pioneer Mechanical.
Griggsville Perry ball, 3:53 left here in the first quarter at East Peoria in the 7th grade state championship game. Eagles trail 4-0 over Lincoln Carroll Catholic. Wyatt Lipkeman whips it back to Michael Myers on the left wing. They switch sides with twin brother Lane. Now whips it back over to Wyatt, now on the right wing. Eagles trying to get it in. They get it in to McAllister, who checked in during the timeout break. Myers over to Lane Lipkeman on the left wing now. Eagles still trying to figure out this 3-2 zone and not getting very far so far in the early goings of this contest. Lane Lipkeman drives through the lane. He's going to put one up from about 6 feet. No good. Rebound by Wade Lipkeman, who also checked in with McAllister, and there's going to be a foul. Eagles foul, Charlie, going to be whistled to Wyatt Lipkeman, number 24, it looks like.
Looked like Stevens got in front of the passing lane that time to take that ball away. Foul whistled against Wyatt Lipkeman, his first, team first. Ball out of bounds to Lincoln Carroll Catholic.
Inbounds pass is going to come to Welchel. About 80 feet away from the basket. They're going to get things set up. Here comes that GP pressure we told you about, and there's a turnover by Lane Lipkeman. Lipkeman gets it to Myers for the layup, and it's good. Myers from Lipkeman, and it's 4-2 with 3:05 left here in the first quarter. GP sets up one more time, and there's another tip by Lane Lipkeman as the Eagles full court pressure, Charlie, the equalizer for this deal here tonight. Ball out of bounds, Lincoln Carroll Catholic.
Yep, already 3 turnovers for the Crusaders, and GP turning up that pressure here.
Welchel gets the ball back, and now they're trying to find Stevens in the middle of that press. They get a ball, and Nathan Stevens at the free throw line. He is a big dude, and he's going to get the ball to the hole whenever he gets it, but he misses the shot. Rebound by McAllister, and the Eagles are pressuring up. Here we go. Lipkeman on the right wing. He gets it to Lipkeman all the way over to Myers on the left wing now. Eagles trying to set up here in a little bit of a reset here. Still trying to get around this 3-2 zone. Michael Myers on the right wing. He gets it back up to Wyatt Lipkeman. Wyatt Lipkeman over to McAllister to Lane Lipkeman on the far right side. They get it into Wade Lipkeman in the middle. He has trouble handling it. He picks it back up. McAllister on the baseline. He's going to drive. And there's going to be a foul on Lincoln Carroll Catholic against Daniel Welchel.
Welchel's first, team first. Ball out of bounds to the Eagles underneath. Nice strong take on the baseline that time by McAllister.
Myers on the inbounds, out of bounds under the Eagles' own basket. They trail 4-2 with 2:22 left here in the first quarter. Evers tying his shoe as the Lincoln Carroll Catholic defense resets. McAllister takes the inbounds pass. They look for Myers in the corner. Nothing going there. They get it back to Wyatt Lipkeman from about 18 feet. No good, in and out. Rebound comes to Stevens. Stevens is going to dribble it slowly up the court, and he's going to push it over to Grau. Grau on the right wing. Get a little bit of pressure from Lane Lipkeman. Myers gets a tip on it, and a turnover. Number 4 off the steal from Myers. They get it up to Lane Lipkeman, and the Eagles will get another shot here with 2 minutes left in the first quarter. Over to Wyatt Lipkeman, into McAllister in the corner. McAllister, Lane Lipkeman, a nice pass into Wade Lipkeman. A shooter from Wade Lipkeman at the free throw line, and we are tied at 4 with 1:50 left in the first quarter. Grau comes into the inbounds pass off of that full court pressure. Another tip and steal from Wyatt Lipkeman to Lane Lipkeman. 5th turnover for the Crusaders, and the Eagles take the lead. Their first lead of the game, 6-4 with 1:35, and there's another turnover. Wyatt Lipkeman loses his goggles, picks them up real quick, and we have a whistle.
Yep, and they'll let him fix those. Good officiating here.
Nice call there by the official. They're going to get things reset. 6th turnover. Now, Charlie, for the Crusaders here in a very, very fast-paced defensive pressure by the Eagles as Myers is going to take it out of bounds. He'll get it to Lane Lipkeman in the Eagles' backcourt. 1:25 left in the first quarter as GP sets up against this 3-2 zone. Over to Wyatt Lipkeman to McAllister on the right side. He gets it back up to Lane. Lane to Myers. Myers to Wyatt Lipkeman and down in the left corner. The Eagles trying to figure things out here, being slow and methodical, trying to get around this big, lengthy zone from Lincoln Carroll Catholic. Wade Lipkeman gets in the inside. He's got a lot of pressure in hands and able to kick it back out as the Eagles will look to reset. 1 minute left here in the first quarter. Eagles lead 6-4. Lane Lipkeman on the drive. He puts it up on a nice floater. No good, though, and that's going to be Stevens with the rebound. Stevens' 3rd rebound of the game. He pushes things down to Grau. Grau on the right wing for Lincoln Carroll Catholic. 45 seconds left. He gets things over to Evers on the left wing. Evers trying to looking inside. He goes and tries to get it into Stevens. He gets tied up between Lane Lipkeman. That's going to be a jump ball. Alternating possession will belong to Griggsville Perry. 7th turnover now against Lincoln Carroll Catholic. The pressure is starting to add up, Charlie.
And those are going to turn into points for the Eagles. A 6-4 advantage, an opportunity with 35 seconds left in this quarter for a good possession to beat the buzzer.
Lane Lipkeman's going to walk it up the court. It will be Lincoln Carroll Catholic if we have no more jump balls before the end of the quarter. So let's see what the Eagles want to do here with 25 seconds left. They spread things out. Lincoln Carroll trying to be sitting back, and they're going to, Stevens tries to look like he might get that steal, and no good. 15 seconds left. Lane Lipkeman at the volleyball line. No count from the officials. The Eagles get set up. 10 seconds. Myers to Lane. Lane to Wyatt. Here comes Myers streaking across on the baseline. No good. 5 seconds. Lane Lipkeman at the left wing. He's going to give it back to Wyatt Lipkeman. He's going to drive. 1 second left. Tipped and no call. And it's going to be the end of the first quarter. Here from East Peoria Central Junior High School, it is Griggsville Perry 6, Lincoln Carroll Catholic 4 in the state championship game on Central Illinois Sports.
Logan Ag joins the Griggsville Perry community in congratulating the 7th grade Eagles on their trip to the state tournament and wish them all the best in today's game. Successful basketball teams rely on speed, defense, shooting, rebounding, and determination, plus a knowledgeable coach to guide the players to another win. Successful farmers rely on crop inputs such as fertilizer, seed, crop protection chemicals, custom applications, and petroleum products, plus a crop specialist to make recommendations for high yields. And that's where the team of crop specialists at Logan Ag come into the game. They have all the tools to help farmers gain top yields. Stop by to discuss your game plan for top yields or call 1-800-LOGAN-AG. Logan Agri-Service, serving agriculture and supporting the Eagles since 1962. Call 1-800-LOGAN-AG.
Ready to start the second quarter. GP up 6-4. The Eagles 3 of 11 from the floor, 27%. Lincoln Carroll 1 of 4, 25%. So nearly 3 times the amount of shots for the Eagles, and they lead by 2.
Lincoln Carroll's going to take the ball out of bounds. Evers on the out of bounds. He'll get it up to number 15. That is Daniel Welchel, and the Crusaders with another turnover, Charlie. Number 8, 8th turnover against the Crusaders. Griggsville Perry ball up 6-4. Myers will inbound to Lane Lipkeman, who's going to walk it up the court. The Crusaders sitting back in that 3-2 zone, as we've told you about, their bread and butter defensively. McAllister on the right wing. He gets it up to Lane Lipkeman to Myers, over to Wyatt Lipkeman on the left corner. He gets double teamed as they collapse very, very well on those wings, and they pressure you quickly out of that pass. Lane Lipkeman at the top of the key to brother Wyatt over on the left wing. He's going to get his McAllister in the left corner. McAllister trying to whip things around. The Eagles trying to find something. Myers will take one from 19. No good. And Stevens is going to get the run. Here he comes. Darren Stevens, a really, really good ball player. Bases though on the layup, and that's going to be a rebound for Myers as the GP gets off and running. Here comes Lane Lipkeman. A rare miss from Stevens on that layup. It's 5:13 left in the first quarter. 6-4 GP advantage. Lane Lipkeman over to McAllister on the left side. He gets it back up to Lane. Cross-court pass to Wyatt. GP moving, trying to get things going inside, but Michael Myers just a little bit smaller than some of the guys he's facing tonight in that high post. Myers up to Lane Lipkeman, into McAllister, and Wyatt Lipkeman with a 3-ball, no good off the iron, and it's going to be tipped out of bounds. Who are they going to give it to? They'll give it to the Crusaders, as McAllister was the last man to get a touch. Checking in for Lincoln Carroll Catholic is going to be Porter Schwantz, number 21. He's going to sit down Peyton Schwantz, number 15. So expect to see a little bit of a shift in the 3-2 zone as Schwantz, one of the smaller kids now on the lineup for Lincoln Carroll Catholic. Stevens pushing it up on the left side, trying to dribble through this GP pressure, and the Lipkeman boys, get him trapped, and they're going to get a foul.
This will be Wyatt Lipkeman's second, just the second team foul, but he'll have to play this final 4:44 without picking up that third, and it looks like Logan Gerke may check in here for Wyatt Lipkeman, and he will.
Gerke's going to come in. Wyatt's going to take a seat as it'll be out of bounds. Lincoln Carroll Catholic at the scorer's table here on their side of the court. Charlie, a lot of pressure starting to mount up here already for Griggsville Perry. You can see that press, their bread and butter, still holding true here in the state championship game.
Got to work on turning some of those into points, but even in the half-court set, they've played really solid defensively.
Grau on the right wing. He gets us to Stevens at the top of the key. Over to Evers. Evers dribbling around the right side. Here comes McAllister and Gerke with pressure. Grau into Stevens and inside. Stevens, from 10 feet. No good. And a ball for the rebound. It's going to be out of bounds. GP ball as it went off of Porter Schwantz last. Eagles basketball with 4:27 left. GP up 6-4. Eagles dribbling up. Here comes Lane Lipkeman walking it up the court as once again Lincoln Carroll Catholic gets set in the zone. He whips it over to Gerke. Gerke on the right side to Michael Myers at the volleyball line. He gets it over to Lipkeman. Lipkeman into Wade Lipkeman to the free throw line. He tosses it to McAllister in the short corner. He gets nowhere and gets double teamed underneath the basket and barely saved in from being a half-court violation by Lane Lipkeman. Eagles reset. Here comes Myers trying to dribble in. No good. He kicks it up to Lane Lipkeman. 3-ball, no good at the top of the key, and it's going to bounce out of bounds. Possession will belong to the Crusaders. 3:54, 6-4 GP lead, and you're going to see Flint Kirk come back in now for the Eagles, Charlie.
Eagles are 0 of 5 from 3 to start this contest. They'll need to knock down a couple of those to see if they can't get the Crusaders to pull out of that zone a little bit. Right now, no reason for Lincoln Carroll Catholic to come out of that zone.
Eagles set up in their 2-2-1 three-quarter court pressure. Here they go. Let's see if the Crusaders can get through it. Evers gets it to Stevens on the right side. Stevens dribbles through. He's matched up against Flint Kirk in the lane now, and Stevens kicks it out to Schwantz. Schwantz from about 16, no good. Battle for the rebound, and Stevens gets it away from Myers. Crowd didn't like it on the GP side. He gets another rebound. And a battle for the loose ball, and it's going to be picked up by Dane McAllister, number 9. Turnover number 9 for the Lincoln Carroll Catholic Crusaders. Lane Lipkeman brings the ball up. Garrett White and barking out instructions feverishly over this loud crowd here at East Peoria Central. Myers with a cross-court pass to McAllister on the right wing. He gets it to Lane Lipkeman, who dribbles around, fires it right back into McAllister. They're going to get it out. It's going to tip off of Michael Myers, and that's going to go out of bounds. Crusaders got a ball tipped. Myers tried to save it. No good, Charlie.
Third turnover against the Eagles, and if you're McAllister there, had a really good look just inside the free throw line at the high post. You'd like to see him take a just attack at that point.
Rory Phillips is going to check in for the Eagles. He's going to sit down McAllister for just a few minutes. You'll see Rory come in on some reserve minutes. A real spark plug for this team. Had a really, really nice game in the semifinal when they needed it in the first half. Crusaders get the ball across to half court. Grau over on the left side. He tries to get it across backcourt to Evers, number 20 at the top of the key. Back to Grau. Grau with a three-pointer. No good off the iron, and it's going to be a battle for the rebound. Foul called in the backcourt. It's going to be Eagles ball.
I think this will be Stevens here over the back, and it will be. Darren Stevens picks up his first, team foul number 2 into the contest for the Eagles. Dane McAllister returns, as sitting down is Flint Kirk.
He's going to sit down for Kirk, and who else? Wyatt Lipkeman also checked back in for Rory Phillips, as it'll be 2:59 left here in the first half. Eagles still up 6-4. Nobody really scored here yet in the second quarter, Charlie. A slow pace here to start things off in the second quarter. Wyatt Lipkeman on the right side, down to Myers in the corner, back up to Wyatt Lipkeman, whips it around to Lane. Lane all the way to Myers, streaking in the corner one more time for the three ball, and it's good. Michael Myers knocks down the three, and it's 9-4. 2:38 left here in the second quarter. GP advantage. Stevens in the backcourt trying to dribble through the GP pressure. Lipkeman boys are all over him, and somebody's going to pick up a foul. Let's see which Lipkeman it is.
Well, you hope it's Lane here, no offense, but it's not going to be. It's going to be Wyatt's third.
That's going to be Wyatt Lipkeman's third foul.
Just the third team foul.
Flint Kirk's going to come back in and check in real quick.
But they leave Wyatt Lipkeman in.
They do leave Wyatt Lipkeman. Aaron Lipkeman letting Garrett know he's got the fouls, and they're going to try and let him play through it. Stevens at the volleyball line. Stevens drops down into number 33. That's Owen Grant. He's going to get the basket. 9-6 advantage. 2:22 left for the Eagles after the Grant basket. Charlie, this 3-2 zone has really caused a lot of problems for the Eagles so far. They're trying to find some open shots, and just a couple have fallen so far.
That corner's going to be open here quite a bit, though, and if Myers can hit a couple of those, it'll be big. Here's Lipkeman, a deep three, no good. Rebound pulled down by Owen, that's his third, and then he's going to be called for traveling, or will he be just over the back? Traveling's the call, so that will be a rebound and a turnover, the 10th by Lincoln Carroll Catholic.
Wade Lipkeman's going to check back in for GP. He sits down Flint Kirk as the Eagles get the ball out of bounds under their own basket. 2:02 remaining. McAllister gets it up to Wyatt Lipkeman, whips it over to Lane, whips it to Myers one time in the corner. Myers a three ball, no good off the back of the iron, pulled down by McAllister. McAllister grabs the rebound. He gets it to Wyatt Lipkeman. Myers one more time from the left side, and it's good. Myers with another three ball, and it is 12-6. 145, biggest lead so far of the game for Griggsville Perry. The 2-2-1 press in full court mode here. Let's see what the Crusaders do to get through it. They're having a little bit of trouble. Stevens tries to flip it over to Grau. Grau with a running three ball on the left wing, no good. Wade Lipkeman picks up the rebound, and the Eagles are off again. His second for the game for Wade Lipkeman. Lane Lipkeman back on the opposite volleyball line. 1:23 left here in the first half. 12-6 advantage for the Eagles. Lipkeman to Lipkeman. Myers streaking along the baseline, trying to look for another open shot. He pops it again from the right side, and it's good.
On fire right now is Myers. He's got 11, and a timeout by Lincoln Carroll Catholic as it's 15-6. The Eagles with the advantage here. 1:11 to play in the half, and we're back with you following this timeout.
Mechanical is a full-spectrum plumbing shop located in Griggsville and serving all of west central Illinois and Missouri. We offer residential, commercial, and industrial plumbing, both service and new construction. Fully licensed, bonded, and insured, including EPA licensure for backflow surveys, testing, and repair. We also offer drain cleaning from small household drains to full-size sewer lines. With over 20 years of plumbing experience, Josh Phillips is happy to assist you with your plumbing needs. Call or text 217-617-5624 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We can also be reached on Facebook at Pioneer Mechanical.
1:11 to play here in the first half. 15-6, a 9-point GP lead, their largest of the contest. Ball out of bounds for the Crusaders, linked to the court to go. And Michael Myers hot right now.
And you're seeing that finally attack that 3-2 zone. The shots are going to fall, Charlie. The question is, what will the Crusaders do to try and neutralize that? As now Schwartz gets the ball at the top of the key, or free throw line, excuse me. He knocks down the basket. It's 15-8, 57 seconds left here in the second quarter. Eagles just knocked down a couple of threes from Myers. Schwantz answers with a free throw jumper as we've got 49 seconds left. Eagles trying to spread out Lincoln Carroll Catholic just a little bit. They pull Stevens just a little bit off the top of the key as that 3-2 zone starting to feel a little bit of the pressure from the Eagles' three-point shooting. Myers now at the volleyball line. He dribbles a little bit. 33 seconds left in the first half. He gets it over to Lane Lipkeman. Lipkeman back to Myers. Pressure starting to be a little bit more extended, and Garrett White wants a timeout before the end of the half. 30-second timeout. GP up 15-8 here at East Peoria Junior High over Lincoln Carroll Catholic. We're back in 30.
M&D Dozing congratulates the Griggsville Perry Eagles on reaching tonight's state championship game. Give Merle McGlasson a call for all your bulldozing and earth-moving needs at 573-560-0104. That's 573-560-0104. M&D Dozing, located in Pittsfield, and proud supporters of the Griggsville Perry Eagles as they go on for the state championship.
.5 seconds left here in the second quarter. GP up over Lincoln Carroll Catholic 15-8 in the 7th grade Class 1A state championship game. Griggsville ball at half court as the Eagles look to get score on the last possession here of the first half. Lane Lipkeman takes the ball slowly across half court. Stevens meets him way outside, extending that 3-2 zone real far. He gets over to Wyatt Lipkeman on the left side. Wyatt takes a couple of dribbles, gets it back to Lane. 12 seconds left. Watch it, Garrett White draw up. He gets it to Myers, back to Lane Lipkeman. Eagles in motion here for the final 6 seconds. Inside to Myers. Myers jumper no good from about 8 feet, and that's going to be picked up by Schwantz. As time will run out, Charlie, it is halftime here at East Peoria Central Junior High School in the 7th grade Class 1A state championship game. Griggsville Perry, off some hot shooting from Michael Myers, leads Lincoln Carroll Catholic 15-8. We'll be back with some halftime stats and more after this.
Backroad Lace Boutique on the Square in Pittsfield is a locally owned, proud supporter of local schools and organizations. The owned Save-A-Lot store in Pittsfield is a place to go for the best meat selection in pork chops, steaks, chicken wings. We've got them all and more. Our team will work with you, the customer, to custom items for that special event as well. Drive a little, save a lot with local Save-A-Lot in Pittsfield. They support the Griggsville Perry Eagles in their quest for this state championship. The best cuts of meat around and great groceries too. Drive a little, save a lot at Save-A-Lot in Pittsfield. Teddy's in Griggsville is proud to serve our community with delicious foods and cold drinks. Teddy's invites you to check out their daily lunch buffet and the recently expanded menu. Not only will you enjoy the food, but Teddy's is a place to go for entertainment, including video gaming, pool tables, and live bands. Watch every big game on our big projection screen with your friends at Teddy's. Check out our Facebook page to keep up with our events and daily specials. Teddy's, locally owned and operated on the north side of the square in Griggsville.
Welcome back at halftime here. It is a 15-8 advantage for the Griggsville Perry Eagles on top of the Lincoln Carroll Catholic Crusaders and this IESA Class 1A state championship contest. And it was a 6-4 Griggsville Perry lead after one quarter, and they extend this lead using a 9-4 second quarter out to the 7-point advantage. The Eagles have led by as many as 9. Lincoln Carroll Catholic with a lead as many as 4 in the first half of play. Turnovers in the ball game, just 4 so far for the Eagles. On the other side for Lincoln Carroll Catholic, 10, and that has been a problem for the Crusaders, although just 3 turnovers in that second quarter. We've had one lead change in the game, also one tie. We are tied at 4 points apiece in the first quarter. Fouling situation looks like this: 3 for Griggsville Perry, and all 3 are against Wyatt Lipkeman. For Lincoln Carroll Catholic, 2 team fouls. Darren Stevens with a single foul in the first half, as does Daniel Welchel. It is a 15-8 lead for Griggsville Perry on top of Lincoln Carroll Catholic. As you view the halftime here, John will take a little span around the crowd so you can see just how many people really are on hand here for this championship game. It is impressive. A timeout to hear from some of the sponsors helping to make today's broadcast possible. The rest of your halftime stats coming your way after this.
Logan Ag joins the Griggsville Perry community in congratulating the 7th grade Eagles on their trip to the state tournament and wish them all the best in today's game. Successful basketball teams rely on speed, defense, shooting, rebounding, and determination, plus a knowledgeable coach to guide the players to another win. Successful farmers rely on crop inputs such as fertilizer, seed, crop protection chemicals, custom applications, and petroleum products, plus a crop specialist to make recommendations for high yields. And that's where the team of crop specialists at Logan Ag come into the game. They have all the tools to help farmers gain top yields. Stop by to discuss your game plan for top yields or call 1-800-LOGAN-AG. Logan Agri-Service, serving agriculture and supporting the Eagles since 1962. Call 1-800-LOGAN-AG. RMG Electrical is proud of the Griggsville Perry Eagles cheerleaders and all of their fans and the team's accomplishments this season. It takes hard work and commitment to make it this far. It's that same type of commitment that Greg Shoemaker has put into his 16 years of experience in the electrical field and is ready to help you with your next residential insured. Give Greg a call at 217-242-1593 for RMG Electric, a proud fan and supporter of Griggsville Perry's Eagles.
Halftime lead for Griggsville Perry and in the second quarter, they were 2 for 8 floor. So they've been at that solid 25% just about the entire half. 0 of 3 from 3, and really the looks from 3 have not been great for this Lincoln Carroll Crusaders squad, and so they'll have to get some ball movement there. They've taken some threes kind of in a hurry. Led in scoring in the first half by Owen Grant with 4 points, 2 for Porter Schwantz, 2 points for Darren Stevens. Stevens also with 6 rebounds in the contest, but pretty impressive for the Eagles to hold him to just 2 points in the first half of play after he put up 20-plus in their contests on, what is that?
Saturday.
A week ago Saturday. It's been a while. For the Griggsville Perry squad, they were led in scoring by Michael Myers with 11 points. Also 2 points for Wade Lipkeman and 2 for Lane Lipkeman in the first half of play to round out the scoring for the Eagles, who lead 15-8. And although they didn't get a ton of points off of the turnovers, it limited the possessions really for Stevens and company on the other side, and that was big in the first half for the Eagles.
The biggest question we had going into this was how much pressure could the Eagles get onto Stevens? How much could they get into this Lincoln Carroll Catholic offense overall? The answer so far, quite a bit. 10 turnovers is a lot of turnovers in a junior high game, Charlie. These are only 6-minute quarters. So not as much time as you'd normally have in a high school contest to try and make up some of those mistakes. And some answers for the Eagles, really starting to get some fire shooting going on from Michael Myers. You'll probably need to see them do a little bit more pushing into the basket. Dane McAllister starting to get some really nice opportunities inside. It would be nice to get a few buckets out of him on that inside to really even things out and really not know where the Crusaders are going to go next defensively.
We'll pause for a timeout here. We'll take a look at the keys to the second half after this.
M&D Dozing congratulates the Griggsville Perry Eagles on reaching tonight's state championship game. Give Merle McGlasson a call for all your bulldozing and earth-moving needs at 573-560-0104. That's 573-560-0104. M&D Dozing, located in Pittsfield, and proud supporters of the Griggsville Perry Eagles as they go on for the state championship. Pioneer Mechanical is a full-spectrum plumbing shop located in Griggsville and serving all of West Central Illinois and Missouri. We offer residential, commercial, and industrial plumbing, both service and new construction. Fully licensed, bonded, and insured, including EPA licensure for backflow surveys, testing, and repair. We also offer drain cleaning from small household drains to on your confidence. They're open Tuesday through Saturday in Pittsfield, wishing the Griggsville Perry Eagles the best of luck in today's game. Back Road Lace Boutique in Pittsfield on the south side of the square. Your locally owned Save-A-Lot store in Pittsfield is a place to go for the best meat selection in the area. Pork chops, steaks, chicken wings, we've got them all, and more. Our team will work with you, the customer, to custom cut items for that special event as well. Drive a little, save a lot with local Save-A-Lot in Pittsfield. They support the Griggsville Perry Eagles in their quest for this state championship. The best cuts of meat around and great groceries too. Drive a little, save a lot at Save-A-Lot in Pittsfield.
Well, it is a 15-8 advantage for the Eagles here at halftime. We do believe, knock on wood, we actually just have a plastic table in front of us. It's good enough that it is, so we've fixed the little bit of an issue we had with the Wi-Fi here during the halftime break. And hopefully you can see the second half of this one pretty solidly from wherever you are viewing this contest. And my goodness, Brian, there are people from literally everywhere.
You know, we had a lot of fun over the past week as it's really become a lot of an event for a lot of people. We know Teddy's back in Griggsville, who's one of our fine sponsors of the broadcast, Charlie, is hosting a big community watch party. We know we've got a lot of family and friends down in Florida. We saw people from Virginia, North Carolina, Tennessee, Chicago, Houston over in California. It's really great to be able to have this type of medium to bring this game to you folks. We hope you're enjoying the broadcast today.
I have a lot of folks, let's see, Raleigh, North Carolina. How about Fairfield, Ohio? We had a gentleman by the name of Brad Saylor, who's a middle school coach from Virginia, just happened to be tuning in and turning on the contest. Washington, Indiana, Beardstown, also St. Pete's Beach. Thanks for taking us along, Dan Nash. Bozeman, Montana.
Craig Dunham checking in from the great state of Montana. He was just back a couple of weeks ago for the big GP homecoming. Team of 89 recognition.
There's even folks on Madison Street watching this game.
Hi to all the friends back in Waverly, Illinois. We appreciate all the support. A fantastic team from Waverly, Charlie, that the Eagles had to get through in a really, really tough sectional contest to even be here at the state tournament.
Very easily could have been the Waverly squad.
And it very easily could have. The way we've seen things play out in this tournament, it very easily could have. Starters are going to take the floor for Lincoln Carroll Catholic. Starters will take the court minus McAllister and Kirk, checking in for Gerke and Wade Lipman. And it's going to be Eagles ball to start the third quarter, leading 15-8 here in the 7th grade state championship game. Myers with the ball now at the top of the key. He whips it over to Lane Lipman on the right wing, back to Wyatt on the left side. Now to Myers, another three ball, and it's off the rim, rolls around, no good. McAllister fights for the rebound and grabs it, and he gets the roll. 17-8, first two of the game for Dane McAllister, and we had just said it, Charlie. Dane McAllister was in a position to get some rebounds, to do some things inside. He picks up a quick early basket, the way you wanted to start things here in the third quarter for GP. Stevens now on the left wing. He tries to dribble in. He gets all the way to the rim, takes it up, and no good, and that's going to be a foul on Flint Kirk.
Flint Kirk going to pick up his team first of the second half, and first free throws of the game going to be coming up for Darren Stevens, who has 2 points in this contest, and he will they'll bring a 7, I should say, after the first one here. Stevens, the main scorer for the squad for the Crusaders. 5:28 to play in the third. First one by Stevens, rattles in and out, no good.
Wade Lipman going to check back in. He'll sit Kirk down really quick. 5:28 left here. Stevens is going to get lined up for the second shot. This kid is a nice ball player, Charlie. A lot taller than a lot of the other kids, a lot more physical, able to get to the hole. As you've seen, he makes the second. It's 17-9. Eagles push the ball quickly down the court. 3 passes, and they're already down to the right wing. Lincoln Carroll trying to get reset as the Eagles will get set themselves in a 1-3-1 here as Wyatt Lipman is going to move back up to the court. Dane McAllister on the right wing to Wyatt. Wyatt tries to dribble in, takes 2 dribbles, gets it to McAllister again. McAllister stuck out in the right wing now. He gets it to Myers, back over to Lane. Whips it quickly around to the corner. That's Wyatt Lipman down on the ball in the corner. He gets it to Myers to McAllister. Eagles doing a nice job patiently trying to get in. It's going to be a tip ball, and it's going to be a turnover on the Eagles. As they tried to get it into Wade, it gets tipped away. 4th turnover of the game against GP. Stevens now with the ball at the half-court line. Eagles get set defensively in that 2-3. Stevens with a kick out to Evers. Evers from 3 in the corner, in and out, no good. Pick up by Grau. That's going to be instead Welchel. Welchel picks it up off a tip from Grau. They get it to Stevens at the free throw line. A quick pass down to Grant. He misses the layup. Welchel with the rebound, and they get it to Grau. Grau for a 2-point basket. That's a 2-point basket in the left corner. It's 17-11. 4:27 here left in the third quarter. First bucket of the game for Grau, Parker Grau, one of their main shooters here on the team for Lincoln Carroll Catholic. Eagles get reset as they see this same 3-2 zone. Lincoln Carroll Catholic has not moved out of it yet. They're still tempting the Eagles to shoot, and Myers says, I will. Off the rim and off the backboard, no good, but Wade Lipman grabs the rebound. It gets tipped, and it's going to stay Griggsville Perry ball. 4:05 left here in the third quarter, 17-11. You're watching live on Central Illinois Sports as Flint Kirk checks back in for Wade Lipkman. GB ball here on the left sideline.
6 offensive rebounds for the Eagles, and although they're undersized a little bit, really working hard for those second and third chance opportunities.
Lipkman to Lipkman, a 3-ball. Quick shot. You don't see that very often by the Eagles offense. Wyatt Lipkman is, and Stevens is going to get the rebound, and he's going to push. He comes down the right side, and they're going to call him for ball carrying. Turnover, and that's number 11 so far against the Lincoln Carroll Catholic Crusaders. GP ball with 3:51 left here in the third quarter. This place is loud. This place is full, Charlie Hall. The type of environment you want to see in a state championship game.
Stevens has 7 rebounds, but doesn't look like he necessarily is very comfortable with that type of pressure that the Eagles have put on him. And who is? Now he's going to get a near steal out front, but swiping it away from the hands of the steal was Lipkman.
Lipkman back to Lipkman to McAllister on the right wing. Myers trying to get the ball at the high post. Not going to get much there as these long, lengthy kids from Lincoln Carroll Catholic do a nice job of protecting that high post. Lane Lipkman gets it reset back at the volleyball line. Eagles overloaded on the left side to McAllister to Myers on the right wing. Myers to Lipkman. Lipkman trying to get it around as the Eagles will reset one more time. 2 dribbles from Wyatt. He kicks it over to Myers. Myers with another miss off the iron. Fight for the rebound in the backcourt, and it's going to be McAllister who tried to throw it. Stevens with the steal, and it's going to be a foul on McAllister as Stevens is going to go to the line for 2 more shots.
McAllister's first, team second. Also have to give Stevens credit really for the rebound more than anything out there. His 8th board, and he'll shoot 2 with 3:05 to play in this third quarter. And if I'm GP, I don't know that I'm going to be quite as big of a hurry on the offensive side. Even if they come out and guard a little bit, you can stall some short quarters here in the junior high game. You can take a lot of time off the clock. Stevens' first one is good.
Wade Lipkman's going to check back into the game. He finds Flint Kirk going a little offense-defense as Kirk is going to come take a seat on the bench with 3:05 remaining. You're right, Charlie. The 3-2 zone that Lincoln Carroll Catholic does, they're very allowant, I would say, about allowing those passes on the wings. They're very protective of the high post. You haven't seen a lot get into Myers as Stevens makes the second. It's 17-13 with 3:02. Eagles basketball here in the third quarter. Lane Lipkman, to Wyatt Lipkman on the right wing. Myers trying to cut through the middle. Nothing found there as they whip it around one more time. They collapse real quickly on Myers in the corner. Maybe they figured out he can make a couple of shots, Charlie Hall. Back to Lane Lipkman, to Wyatt in the corner. Eagles moving and shaking a lot, and that's going to be a pass and a steal and a turnover. It's turnover number 5 against the Eagles. Here comes Stevens one time. He loses control of it, and it's going to be a foul against GP.
I think this will be Lane Lipkman, but let's wait and see.
They called that on Wyatt Lipkman. He held up 24.
Well, we're going to call that his third and say that earlier they called the one on Lane. Then I know they look a lot alike, but they're going to call that one on Wyatt his third, all right?
Lincoln Carroll Catholic out of ball. Quick pass to Welchel. He gets it from the right corner, and it's good. 17-15 now. Lincoln Carroll Catholic has cut this GP lead down to 2. It was once at 9 points, and it's going to be a timeout from Garrett White. 2:25 here in the state championship game from East Peoria Central. GP 17, Lincoln Carroll Catholic 15 on Central Illinois Sports.
Griggsville is proud to serve our community with delicious foods and cold drinks. Teddy's invites you to check out their daily lunch buffet and the recently expanded menu. Not only will you enjoy the food, but Teddy's is a place to go for entertainment, including video gaming, pool tables, and live bands. Watch every big game on our big projection screen with your friends at Teddy's. Check out our Facebook page to keep up with our events and daily specials. Teddy's, locally owned and operated on the north side of the square in Griggsville.
2:25 to play in the third. Lincoln Carroll has a 7-2 run to start this third quarter. And with 2:25 to play in the third, GP takes the timeout as Garrett White trying to settle his troops down a little bit, get back into the flow of things the way they were in the second quarter. And the Eagles have gotten some good shots, but they have not gotten them to fall. In the second half, they are 0 of 4 from 3. And 0 of 5 total from the floor.
And if you're Griggsville Perry right now, Charlie, you could almost take a little bit more time. We're getting good looks on those 3 balls, but don't even necessarily have to take those if they're not the shot you entirely feel like.
And let me correct myself, 1 of 5 from the floor. Of course, McAllister had the putback for the lone bucket of the half for the Eagles.
2:20 as Lipkman gets the ball across the half-court line. He gets to Myers, to Wyatt Lipkman, back to Lane on the left wing. Eagles trying to move. They get it to Wade in the top of the free throw line. The jumper is good for Wade Lipkman. 19-15, 4 points for Wade Lipkman in a very nice complimentary role right now for the Eagles in the inside. Evers trying to get the ball across half-court line. GP with that jump trap. Lipman jumps back off to Stevens, though, as he gets to the free throw line, tries to penetrate in, moves, jumps, good for Darren Stevens. He's got 7, and now it is a 19-17 lead for the Eagles. 1:47 left here in the third quarter as Lipman gets it across to Lipman on the left wing. Trying to look inside, nothing go right now. To Myers at the volleyball line. Almost thought like he felt like he was going to shoot it. That's some old Dusty Crawford range. Myers takes one from the left wing, though. It's off the iron, no good. Grau gets the rebound, and he will get it to Stevens. First rebound of the game for Grau. Stevens to Grau on the left side as Stevens tries to cut through. No look there as the Eagles get a nice trap over in the corner. Back to Stevens. He's going to take a strong drive to the lane. Off the rebound and no good. Myers will get it, and that's going to be a travel call. And the Eagles fans do not like that very much as Stevens was very, very close. Had a lot of contact with that arm, but it's going to be a turnover against the Eagles.
Yeah, it looked like a little bit of contact there, but if you're Myers, just be a little bit stronger with it. 6th turnover by the Eagles.
Flint Kirk's going to check back in for Wade Lipman. Lincoln Carroll ball out of bounds under their own basket with 1:15. They trail by 2 here in the state championship game. Grau trying to get it inbounds. He's got an opening, and he gets it to Welchel. Welchel back to Grau to Stevens at the volleyball line. Stevens starts to drive. They double team on him real fast, and that's what you're going to have to do to slow this kid down. Grau to Evers. Evers back into Stevens. He's double team, triple team. Gets the ball up. No good, and a rebound by Kirk. 58 seconds left here in the third quarter. First rebound of the game for Kirk. Wyatt Lipman on the right side to Lane, to Myers on the left wing. Eagles moving the ball very quickly around the outside of this zone. Still having a little bit of trouble trying to get it going. Myers the volleyball line to Lane Lipman. Lane Lipman on the left wing. McAllister at the high post there trying to get the ball. No look there. Myers moves up to the volleyball line. He whips it around quickly to Wyatt Lipman on the right side. Kirk trying to get open on the baseline. They find McAllister to Kirk on the baseline. Not the shot they wanted, and they take it around 26 seconds left here in the third. Eagles still up by 2.
Okay to be patient right there. You'd like to see if they could get the ball to the short corner like they did to Kirk. If you could get McAllister to dive in, he'd be open in the middle of the lane.
Crusaders ball will be the ball to start the third quarter as the Eagles look to hold it out for the final seconds of possession. 10 seconds. Stevens pressure up is not half court. Now over a cross-court pass, a dangerous pass from Lipman to Myers. Myers puts it up off the back of the iron, no good. Stevens with the rebound, 2 seconds. 1, he's going to hope it from three-quarter court. Off the backboard, no good. After 3 at East Peoria Central Junior High School, it's Griggsville Perry 19, Lincoln Carroll Catholic 17. At end of the third quarter, we'll be back for the final frame on Central Illinois Sports.
Ag joins the Griggsville Perry community in congratulating the 7th grade Eagles on their trip to the state tournament and wish them all the best in today's game. Successful basketball teams rely on speed, defense, shooting, rebounding, and determination, plus a knowledgeable coach to guide the players to another win. Successful farmers rely on crop inputs such as fertilizer, seed, crop protection chemicals, custom applications, and petroleum products, plus a crop specialist to make recommendations for high yields. And that's where the team of crop specialists at Logan Ag come into the game. They have all the tools to help farmers gain top yields. Stop by to discuss your game plan for top yields or call 1-800-LOGAN-AG. Logan Agri-Service, serving agriculture and supporting the Eagles since 1962. Call 1-800-LOGAN-AG.
Ready to start the fourth quarter. 19-17, GP clinging to a 2-point lead. The Eagles are 8 of 28 from the floor, 28.5%. 6 of 20 shooting for Lincoln Carroll, 30%. And the Crusaders have the ball to start the final quarter.
Crusaders going to take it out of bounds. Jarrett Evers at half court as they get ready. Eagles with a little bit of pressure on the backcourt boys to get things going here in the final frame. Trying to protect from Stevens. Stevens is going to separate from Lane Lipman, and he'll get the ball as he crosses the half-court line to kick things off. A cross-court pass to Evers. Evers from 3, short and no good, and that's going to be a big rebound on a block out from Wyatt Lipman. Wyatt to Lane as they bring things back for the Eagle offense. Lincoln Carroll Catholic has stayed in the 3-2 all game, has not tried to even move out of it once. Flint Kirk down in the corner. He tries to get it into McAllister, and that's a turnover as Welchel picked it up on the pass, and that's the 7th against GP. Stevens over to Grau on the right wing. He gets it back up to Stevens as the top, over to Evers. Evers thought about it for just a second and said, no thanks, that's not the shot I wanted to take. They get it inside to Stevens. Stevens has the position, gets it up off the rim, no good. Fight for the inside ball, and it's going to be picked up by Lane Lipman as McAllister had a couple of hands on it. Second rebound for Lane Lipman. Lane Lipkeman at the volleyball line to Wyatt on the right side. Wyatt back to Michael Myers. 5:09 left in the state championship. A 3-ball from Lane Lipkeman and misses the whole kit and caboodle. Myers picks it up, though. Offensive rebound for Michael Myers. He kicks it out to Lane on the left wing one time and says no good, but Myers will take that shot on the right side. In and out in the friendly rule here in East Peoria as Michael Myers has 14 points. And it is 22-17, 4:48 here left in the fourth quarter. GP with the full court pressure. That's what they want to do, score and get back in that press. Stevens, though, is a big kid, and he's going to dribble all the way through it, and he's going to go to the free throw line on the foul.
Well, Flint Kirk was the last line of defense, and he's called for the foul, his second, team third. Stevens to the free throw line where he's 3 of 4 on the evening, has 7 points. 4:42 to play in this contest. It's a 22-17 advantage for the Eagles. Stevens is starting to heat up a little bit in the second half, but his first one is up and no good.
Wade Lipken, going to check back in. He'll sit Kirk down with the 4:42 mark as Stevens will get lined up for the second shot. Boy, this Stevens kid, Charlie, we told you about him in the pregame show. He's just tough to stop when he gets that ball and gets to dribble. And he misses the shot, though. No rebounders back for the Crusaders, as many of them were already set back here in the zone. The Eagles will pick up the rebound, and Lane Lipkeman's going to bring it across half court. 4:30 left in the state championship. Wade Lipkeman gets it into McAllister. McAllister back to Myers at the top of the key. Off the back of the iron, no good. And that is going to be a pickup on a loose ball by Owen Grant. Foul is going to come against Griggsville Perry under the basket, and I think that's going to be Wade Lipkeman.
It is Wade's first, team fourth. Not the worst thing that could happen there. He brought the ball down to his waist, and you have to try to attack it there. And really a smart move by Lipkeman. Just got called for the foul. Happens.
The dead ball gives GP a chance to set up in the zone as Lane Lipkeman's going to try and stop the inbound pass. Stevens over on the right side. He kicks it all the way across to Grau. Parker Grau on the left side. He gets some pressure from Michael Myers. Now back up to Jared Evers at the volleyball line. He gets it back to Parker Grau. Grau to Evers. GP really trying to tighten things down on Darren Stevens, the big man in the middle. And a big throwdown from Darren Stevens, and the official saw that one, Charlie.
But he got frustrated that time as Lipkeman was pestering him. His second foul, team first of the half, also a turnover, the 12th by the Crusaders, and really working hard defensively was Lipkeman. He got shoved down, but he got the possession for his squad. Up 5 with 4 minutes to go.
The height is not there, of course, to match up against Darren Stevens, but the tenacity of this Eagles team, which has been a staple all season, showing through on that possession. Wyatt Lipkeman over to Lane on the right wing. 3:51 left. They get McAllister inside. McAllister with a short jumper, no good, and it's pulled down by Daniel Welchel. They get it to Stevens. Stevens brings it across the half-court line. They'll get over to Parker Grau. He thought about it and took an extra step, and that's going to be a travel. Turnover at number 13 against Lincoln Carroll Catholic with 3:39 left. Flint Kirk's going to take a seat, and I believe McAllister came in for him. We missed that there on the scorer's table. We're sorry.
Well, I think what happened there was they were going to put Kirk in, but now that they have the ball back offensively, they're going to mix that substitution.
So now here come the Eagles. 3:30 left in the state championship game. Up 5, 22-17.
You're the Crusaders. You got to start about racking up some fouls here. Only 1 foul in the second half.
Stevens tried to get the pick off. No good from McAllister at the free throw line. Myers dribbling around now. This is not really what you want to see from the Eagles. Dribbling, not really their strong suit on the offensive set. Lane Lipkeman now back. He's getting a lot of pressure from Stevens as they're trying to turn up things on the Crusader D. Pulling out just a little bit further on that 3-2 zone. Myers now gets the ball on the right wing. 3 minutes remaining. Eagles up by 5. Lane Lipkeman trying to dribble around Stevens. That is a big man to get around. Stevens put 2 hands on him and did not get the call as he looked like he was just purposely trying to check him. Lipkeman now on the left side. He gets it back up to Lane. 2:47. Eagles trying to burn just a little bit of clock. They get it to McAllister to Myers. No good off the back of the iron. That would have been a big basket. And it's going to be a foul against the Crusaders, Charlie. The Eagles will get the ball out of bounds underneath the basket.
It's going to be against Stevens, his third, team second. Ball out of bounds to GP underneath. 2:41 to play, still up 5.
Myers inbounds the ball. Couple picks from McAllister. They get it to Wyatt Lipkeman on the left wing. He gets it back up to Lane all the way back in the jump circle. 2:36 now left in the state championship. To Wyatt. McAllister at the high post trying to get the ball. They're not getting much of a look. They're inside. They come in spurts. Wade Lipkeman, gets it all the way over to Myers on the right wing. Myers dribbling around. Here comes Evers. Evers tries to get some pressure and gets it away from Myers as now they do a little keep away here.
Do you ever feel like the Lipkeman kids could be really tough to play monkey in the middle against? Now Stevens is going to be called for the foul with 2:12 to play. He's going to pick up his 4th.
That is his 4th foul, Charlie, and that was quite frankly, about as blatant as of a shove as we've seen beyond the other second foul where he threw the kid to the ground. That's going to be a timeout, Lincoln Carroll Catholic. We're going to step aside. 2:12 left here in the state championship game. GP 22, Lincoln Carroll Catholic 17. You're watching live on Central Illinois Sports.
D. Dozing congratulates the Griggsville Perry Eagles on reaching tonight's state championship game. Give Merle McGlasson a call for all your bulldozing and earth moving needs at 573-560-0104. That's 573-560-0104. M&D Dozing, located in Pittsfield, and proud supporters of the Griggsville Perry Eagles as they go on for the state championship.
2:12 to play in this contest. 22-17, GP on top of Lincoln Carroll. The Crusaders have 4 fouls on their main man, and Darren Stevens. They can ill afford for him to foul out. 2:12 is all but separating the Eagles from a perfect season and hoisting a state title.
Eagles looking for title number 4, but they've got a long 2:12 to go. We've got a long way to go and a short time to get there as Myers will inbound the ball to Lane Lipkeman in the backcourt. Lane Lipkeman brings it across 22-17. Eagles up by 5. What can Stevens do now? He's got 4 fouls, so you're going to have to look to the rest of these kids to put some pressure. And now you're seeing a little bit different, Charlie. They do not normally bring that kid up off of the wing, as now Stevens has little he can do on the backcourt. That's going to be a foul on Daniel Welchel. Or excuse me, that's Porter Schwantz. I'm sorry.
Yep, Schwantz is first, team 4th. Still 1:57 to play, but pretty smart strategy if you're the Crusaders. Have to get somebody else out there pressuring the ball who can pick up a couple of fouls.
You'd almost wonder at some point if they're going to switch that top to get the pressure on the top because Stevens can't do a thing. Another foul now for Porter Schwantz.
His second, team 5th, took 7 seconds off the clock that time. And if you're the Crusaders, I don't know. I mean, I understand the strategy because what else, other choice do you have? This GP squad shoots it pretty well from the charity stripe.
They do shoot pretty well. Had a little bit of a struggle in the opening round game against Newton St. Thomas. Missed the front end of a few 1-and-1s, but let's see if they've got the gusto tonight to finish things off. 1:47 left as Myers on the right wing, and here comes the pressure now, and that's going to be another foul. We'll see who they give it to as both men were putting their hands all over Myers.
It's going to be Schwantz one more time, his 3rd, team 6th. So the next foul would put the Eagles at the free throw line. 1:43 to play.
Eagles trying to get things reset. Garrett White barking out instructions. McAllister down at the block. He looked just about open as he sprints through, and now he sets a pick for Wade Lipkeman now, but that's going to be just an entry pass back into the backcourt. Wade Lipkeman moves the ball up. Here comes the forced pressure from Catholic. Myers now over on the right wing. Trouble everywhere as he finds Wade Lipkeman into McAllister. McAllister didn't know he was maybe that open. He kicks it back out to Lane Lipkeman back at the volleyball line, and another foul on Porter Schwantz.
So Schwantz will now pick up his 4th and 1-and-1 situation here for the Eagles. Their first trip to the charity stripe, and Lane Lipkeman heads there.
Flint Kirk's going to check in. He's going to sit down Wade Lipkeman as you're going to see a lot of offense, defense going on here. And checking in for Lincoln Carroll Catholic is going to be Daniel Welchel. He's going to come sit down Porter Schwantz, who has picked up a lot of fouls here in a hurry to get GP to the free throw line. Lane Lipkeman at the line tonight. First free throws for the Eagles with 1:25 remaining here in the contest. First one's off the back of the iron, no good, and is picked up by Welchel. Welchel gets it to Stevens with 1:22. Eagles now in the bonus. Stevens at the top of the key. He gets it to Evers on that left wing, and it's good. A 3-ball from Jared Evers, and it's 22-20. The Crusaders have cut it back to 2. Timeout, Lincoln Carroll Catholic.
We'll keep it right here. 1:15 to play, 22-20, down to a 2-point game. And if you're the Eagles, you have to expect pressure here. Expect to be put back at the free throw line. And, hey, want the ball in your hands. Want to be at that free throw line. We talked about it. They're a good free throw shooting team. Nobody's ever quite felt what that feels like in the legs, though, with 1 minute and 15 seconds left in the state championship game. But if you're the Eagles, and I think that's what Garrett White's telling them right now, it's free throws. You guys have done this a million times. Take care of the ball, make your free throws, and you're going to win the state title.
Legs probably not a big problem tonight, Charlie. Of course, these kids have played 2 games a night all season long. As Logan Evans is the only 8th grader on this squad, so the kids have been well conditioned all season long. But Lincoln Carroll Catholic also in the same way. Only 2 8th graders on their roster. A lot of their kids have done double duty all season. Myers inbounds to Lane Lipkeman. 1:13 left. We've got a 2-point ball game for the state championship here in East Peoria Central. Lincoln Carroll extending that 3-2 zone, and they get it over to Wyatt Lipkeman. He gets it to McAllister at the free throw line. They look to foul him and didn't get the call, and now Myers has it with 1 minute left. 2-point game here in East Peoria. How is this going to turn out? And it's going to be a timeout by Garrett White. He'll call what looks to be a full timeout. 56.2 seconds, Charlie. GP 22, Lincoln Carroll Catholic 20. We'll be back on Central Illinois Sports.
Your locally owned Save-A-Lot store in Pittsfield is the place to go for the best meat selection in the area. Pork chops, steaks, chicken wings, we've got them all, and more. Our team will work with you, the customer, to custom cut items for that special event as well. Drive a little, save a lot with local Save-A-Lot in Pittsfield. They support the Griggsville Perry Eagles in their quest for this state championship. The best cuts of meat around and great groceries too. Drive a little, save a lot at Save-A-Lot in Pittsfield.
56.2 seconds left in this contest. It can go quickly or it can be an eternity, depending on how this one goes down the final stretch here. GP took the timeout. Garrett White again trying to just get his group to relax just a little bit. They led 19-17 going into this final quarter. Took a 5-point lead, but a big three by the Crusaders has cut this down to a 2-point game. What a fun night this has been of basketball.
This is fun. This is loud. This crowd and this gym is packed on both sides, and they are letting their kids know their appreciation as we are going to go back to fourth quarter action. Myers is going to inbounds the ball. 56.2 seconds to go. He gets it back to Lane Lipman. There's going to be a quick foul from Evers.
So Evers will be called for his first, team 8th, and so it will put Lipkeman to the free throw line for the 1-and-1. He is 0 for 1 from the free throw line, has 2 points. 1 in bonus here, 53.9 seconds left. Kirk in, Wade Lipkeman sits down.
These are the pressure moments that you'll always remember about Charlie as we get down to the waning minutes of this game. Again, GP didn't shoot the best here last Saturday as the first one up from Lipman goes in and out as well, and now Stevens picks it up. 51 seconds left here. Crusaders down by 2. They find Schwantz down in the short corner. Stevens back to him, and there comes Graw on the right wing. Parker Graw misses it all the way off, and that's going to be a pickup by McAllister. McAllister is going to get fouled by Porter Schwantz.
And Schwantz is going to foul out. He had all 5 fouls here quickly in the fourth quarter. So McAllister will walk to the other end. He'll shoot the 1 in bonus. Dane on the day has 2 points, but 5 rebounds, including 2 on the offensive side. His put back in the third quarter for the Eagles. His only 2 points. 40.5 seconds left, shooting the 1-and-1.
Daniel Welch will check back in for Lincoln Carroll Catholic as McAllister gets the first. It's 23-20. McAllister will get a second with 40.5 seconds left to go here in East Peoria.
Calm, cool, and collected on the first. The second for McAllister is also good.
4-point lead for the Eagles. 40.5. It's been a while since they've had a lead like that. Here comes Stevens across the half-court line. He's going to dribble down to the high post. He kicks it back out to Graw. Graw on the right wing, off the back iron, no good. McAllister gets a hand on it. It goes off Wyatt Lipkeman, and he gets it back. 25 seconds. 25 seconds, and here comes the full court pressure as they look to foul quickly. And I believe that was Graw, and he's frustrated as well.
Graw will be called for his first 10th team foul, so 2 shots coming up here for Lane Lipkeman. Lane 0 of 2 from the free throw line, has 2 points, but 2 attempts here. With 22 seconds to play, his squad up 24-20.
Lane Lipkeman gets eyed up here at the free throw line. First one is up and in, 25-20. Once again, back to a 5-point lead here in the fourth quarter for the Eagles. Just 22 seconds. Eagles will be in double bonus for any fouls after this. Here comes the second. Off the back of the rim, no good. That's going to be a pickup from Stevens. 20 seconds to go. Eagles up by 5. Here comes Stevens. He's going to penetrate quickly, and he looks to kick out to Grau. Grau on the left wing has nothing to go, and he goes back to Stevens. Stevens with a shot off the back, and it's picked up by McAllister. 9 seconds left. 7, 6, and he's going to get fouled. Michael Myers is going to go to the line. And the Eagle fans, Charlie, starting to feel what may be a 4th state championship.
Myers can absolutely seal the deal here. 5.9 seconds to play, 25-20. The advantage for the Eagles, and Myers going to shoot 2. He's got 14 points in the contest, 11 in the first half to help the Eagles build their advantage. And this big purple wave is about to roll onto this court. First one, Myers is good.
26-20, 5.9 seconds left here in the ball game. Myers can lock things up for the 4th state championship in Eagles program history. He does. 27-20. That's going to wrap things up. They're going to try and roll the ball as Parker Grau is going to pick it up down the volleyball line. 5, 4, 3. Stevens with a long three off the back. No good. That's a quick rebound and to put in for Owen Grant, but it's no good. 27-22. Griggsville Perry, you are celebrating a state championship tonight. The Eagles bring home their 4th state championship in program history. A 27-22 win over Lincoln Carroll Catholic.
And what a job by these young men. They kept their composure in this contest. It got tight late, and they did not fall apart. Led by as many as 9 in the third quarter. Lead cut down to 2 at the end of the third, and they are able to keep the lead. Once they got it, never relinquished the advantage, and the GP Eagles are the Class 1A state champions here in East Peoria. What a game by the Eagles. We'll have final statistics. We'll also help you view the award ceremony here at East Peoria Central Junior High. A timeout here on Central Illinois Sports. Final stats and analysis your way after this.
Road Lace Boutique on the Square in Pittsfield is a locally owned, proud supporter of local schools and organizations. Backroad Lace Boutique carries all women's clothing of all sizes, along with accessories and shoes. A personal shopping experience for all as we focus on your confidence. They're open Tuesday through Saturday in Pittsfield, wishing the Griggsville Perry Eagles the best of luck in today's game. Backroad Lace Boutique in Pittsfield on the south side of the square. Your locally owned Save-A-Lot store in Pittsfield is a place to go for the best meat selection in the area. Pork chops, steaks, chicken wings, we've got them all, and more. Our team will work with you, the customer, to custom cut items for that special event as well. Drive a little, save a lot with local Save-A-Lot in Pittsfield. They support the Griggsville Perry Eagles in their quest for this state championship. The best cuts of meat around and great groceries too. Drive a little, save a lot at Save-A-Lot in Pittsfield. Teddy's in Griggsville is proud to serve our community with delicious foods and cold drinks. Teddy's invites you to check out their daily lunch buffet and the recently expanded menu. Not only will you enjoy the food, but Teddy's is a place to go for entertainment, including video gaming, pool tables, and live bands. Watch every big game on our big projection screen with your friends at Teddy's. Check out our Facebook page to keep up with our events and daily specials. Teddy's, locally owned and operated on the north side of the square in Griggsville. What a team, what a coach, what a great group of cheerleaders and fans. Logan Ag joins the Griggsville Perry community in congratulating the 7th grade Eagles basketball team on an outstanding season and wishes them success in their quest for the state championship. Logan Agri-Service, serving agriculture and supporting the Eagles since 1962. Phone 1-800-LOGAN-AG for all your farm, chemical, and agricultural needs. It's Logan Ag supporting the Eagles.
Final of the contest, a win for the Eagles, 27-22. They're the IESA Class 1A state champions. And how did they get to this point? Well, they led 6-4 after one quarter, took a 15-8 lead into the locker room at halftime, but the Crusaders would not go away. They cut it down to a 2-point game, 19-17 after 3, but the Eagles make the free throws when it counts down the stretch to win this contest 27-22 and finish the season at a perfect 29-0. Michael Myers, the main point man for GP tonight, 16 points in the contest, 11 of those in the first half. How about the night by Dane McAllister? 4 points, including a couple of free throws in crunch time and 7 rebounds for McAllister in the victory. Wade Lipkeman with 4 points, also 3 for Lane Lipkeman in the game for the Eagles, who again finished the season 29-0. They got down early in this game, trailed by as many as 4, but once they took the lead, Brian, they never looked back in this contest, and we talked about some pressure situations, and some of that pressure was put on by this Lincoln Carroll squad, who made a little bit of a run. They finished the night shooting 8 of 28 from the floor, including just 2 of 8 in the final quarter, just 1 of 10 from 3, as GP just never really gave them a comfortable look from the three-point line. Stevens finishes the night with 7 points, 6 for Owen Grant. Jarrett Evers had the only 3 in the game for the Crusaders. 2 points for Parker Grau. Daniel Welchel with 2, and also 2 points in the game for Porter Schwantz for the Crusaders, who will take home the second-place trophy for their squad.
second time here in as many years, 3 years now just ago. The 7th grade squad from Lincoln Carroll Catholic was playing for a state championship and came up unsuccessful. They'll take home a second place trophy, but this is a great team. And the Stevens kid, an outstanding player, Charlie. We got to see a couple of games out of him, and like you said, you just never know how these kids would handle the pressure from the Eagles. We saw it happen against Oglesby, where we thought this was a fantastic team, and they were, but they also crumbled against that full court pressure.
Yeah, and really a lot of that came in that into that first quarter, rolling into the second. 10 turnovers in that first half, only 3 in the second half, but GP really didn't pressure nearly as much in that third and fourth quarter as they were trying to get back and really set up in that half-court offense to keep trying to slow down this squad. We'll talk about all of the players for this GP squad in just a moment as they're just finishing up the presentation for Lincoln Carroll Catholic. And you know, I think the big thing is I want to talk about Darren Stevens for a second, a young man that, okay, he's probably most nights been the biggest kid on the court, and he's gotten the ire of the defense from the other team, and I'm sure people have yelled things at that kid. What you need to realize is this is a 12-year-old young man, and he's out there playing basketball, trying to lead his team as much as he can, and really a classy young man, and even though things didn't go his way tonight, you didn't ever see him really hang his head.
You know, we got to talk a lot with some athletic directors and people from the Lincoln Carroll camp. A pretty nice community overall, and they were just as excited about being in this game as Griggsville Perry was, and they knew they had a tough task on their hands tonight. They knew that things were going to be tough with that defense. And, of course, now Superintendent Kent Hawley heading out, first-year superintendent here at Griggsville Perry, has really worked hard to liven up the atmosphere here at GP and lighten the atmosphere, and so far it's paid a lot of dividends. Jeff Bourne, the middle school principal, also doing a great job with the young kids. And Charlie, you know, there comes Garrett White. And this is a guy right here who took over probably one of the hardest jobs you could ever ask for in junior high basketball.
You never want to follow a legend. That's what they say, right? You never want to follow a legend. And Kenny Stouffer was as legend as they come in IESA history. And Garrett White has come in and led this program with class and really just kind of picked up and run where Coach Stouffer left off.
A nice thing you see, too, you'll see a lot of Coach Stouffer around the gym. He's been a nice mentor for Garrett. He still works a lot with the kids. As now you're starting to see some of the Eagle players. Coach Matt Hansen, assistant coach, first-year assistant, one of our new elementary PE teachers coming through. Bo Nash, Rory Phillips getting their early medals. And, of course, Michael Myers. What a game for Michael Myers. You knew you needed the shooting from Myers tonight. If anything was going to happen to win this game, you had to have the points from number 3.
And he came up big in that first half, and it was a frustrating start for him in that third quarter. He didn't necessarily get the shots that usually fall for him to go, but, man, he just kept putting it up there, finishes with a big 16 points.
Flint Kirk getting his medal along with Logan Gerke, followed up by number 12. That's Colby Tate, one of the nice young men who helps keep this Eagles team going in the background in practices and works on the practice squad. Number 14 is Eli White, and then there comes Dane McAllister, number 15, and Garrett Woodward, another one of the young kids on this squad who works really hard. You'll see him as a backup guard most of the time. Number 21 is Braden Lister. Nice young hard-working man here as well. A lot of these bench players, Charlie, you don't see them a lot of the times until the garbage time, but I'll tell you what, those kids come in, they work hard. Garrett talks well about them in practice, says they give everything they've got just as much as the kids that are more talented.
And that's the thing, is you need kids who push your starters in practice and make everybody better. And you've seen these young men who play a lot of the minutes for GP really excel, and a lot of that comes from the way they're able to prepare against their classmates in practice.
The rest of the kids getting their medals. Wyatt Lipkeman, number 24. Wade Lipkeman, number 31. Brother Lane, number 32. And, of course, Kyle Waters, who had a really big game in the semifinal. If you were able to watch the broadcast of that, Kyle came in on some reserve minutes as foul trouble started to mount up against the Eagles and really was able to do his job. Got the rebound, found the outlet man. That was his job, and that's all he was supposed to do. And, by gosh, he did it pretty darn well. Managers for this GP squad are Holden Dunham, Gunnar Fanchier, and Logan Evans was listed as he's the only 8th grader on the squad, so why not put him as a manager here? You see Coach Kenny Stouffer, he's listed as a statistician on this group, Charlie.
I hope he can keep stats. I'm not sure if he ever had to do that much, but how about this big crowd for GP? They came out in droves tonight, not necessarily the best of weather, and they had to wait a little bit to get this championship. And you know, I don't want to point out the changes from last year to this year, Brian, but Kent Hawley, Coach Hansen, Brian Shoemaker. That's what changed from last year to this year, and all of a sudden you go state championship. And I mean, don't take too much credit, but I think you deserve a little.
Well, we'll take just a little sliver, but I tell you what, these kids had a goal at the start of the season. Garrett White talked about it today in the pep assembly. He said, we wanted to be undefeated state champions. It's a big goal. It's a big goal for 7th graders, and you see the boys host the trophy, and you see the goal achieved tonight here in East Peoria Central Junior High as they are 27-22 winners over Lincoln Central Catholic. They are now the 4th state champions in Griggsville Perry history. We told you about that earlier. The 1959 Class B champions, Alfie Clostomerry from Griggsville was on that team, Charlie Hull. And, of course, the 1979 squad who won all 4 games by 1 point each. In a wild tournament, took home the program's 2nd trophy. Val Rumpel and all of those guys, some big GP Griggsville legends back in the day on that. And, of course, the 1987 squad, the last incarnation of a state championship team, was with Corey Hobson and several of those other men who are still hanging around the GP community today. And now you see team number 4 to come home with a state championship for the Eagles. Charlie, I think we'll take a little bit of a break. We'll see if we can maybe find Coach Kenny Stouffer. Maybe he'll come join us to talk a little bit of Eagle history. And folks, thanks for hanging around. Hang around just a little bit longer. We're going to take a quick break, and we will be right back on Central Illinois Sports.
Logan Ag joins the Griggsville Perry community in congratulating the 7th grade Eagles on their trip to the state tournament and wish them all the best in today's game. Successful basketball teams rely on speed, defense, shooting, rebounding, and determination, plus a knowledgeable coach to guide the players to another win. Successful farmers rely on crop inputs such as fertilizer, seed, crop protection chemicals, custom applications, and petroleum products, plus a crop specialist to make recommendations for high yields. And that's where the team of crop specialists at Logan Ag come into the game. They have all the tools to help farmers gain top yields. Stop by to discuss your game plan for top yields or call 1-800-LOGAN-AG. Logan Agri-Service, serving agriculture and supporting the Eagles since 1962. Call 1-800-LOGAN-AG. RMG Electrical is proud of the Griggsville Perry Eagles cheerleaders and all of their fans and the team's accomplishments this season. It takes hard work and commitment to make it this far. It's that same type of commitment that Greg Shoemaker has put into his 16 years of experience in the electrical field and is ready to help you with your next residential, commercial, municipal, agricultural, or grain bin job. Licensed and insured, give Greg a call at 217-242-1593 for RMG Electric, a proud fan and supporter of Griggsville Perry's Eagles.
Welcome back on Central Illinois Sports. The GP Eagles, the state champions, 27-22 in this contest over Lincoln Carroll Catholic. And Coach Ken Stouffer joining us now. Coach, congratulations. Is this your first state championship as a statistician?
As a statistician.
Oh, hold on just a second.
Good. Yes, it is.
How about these boys? You're in with them a lot in the gym. And let's talk about Coach White for a second. Hey, you have some pretty big shoes to fill, and Garrett's done a pretty good job.
He's done a job of filling them. He's done excellent job. Very proud of his accomplishments, the work, and looks like, as he said today with the boys, we're trying to keep the tradition going, and he's certainly done a great job doing that. I don't know, this is his 3rd trip, I think, now, to the state tournament in his few years.
Coach, talk a little bit about this team. What do you see about this team that mimics other state championship teams that you were coach of? What do you see in these boys that maybe you saw on the 79 team, the 87 teams, and things of that such?
Well, there's not near the size here of both the other teams. Now, the 87 team I had was not very big. The 79 team, I had a couple of good-sized young men, almost 6 foot. That was 8th grade boys, of course, a year. But these kids just put the pressure on you, and if you bounce that ball over 2 times, one of them's going to have a hand in there bothering you, making it miserable for you. And they rotate so well out of the press when they use it. A little disappointed in the free throw shooting tonight because they usually shoot extremely well on them. And maybe they had some jitters or something, but we hit a couple of big ones when we needed.
Talk about Michael Myers tonight. Some big shooting. We knew if anything was going to happen, you had to do things. One was the pressure was going to have to create turnovers, and you were going to have to start to get points from Myers. Started off a little bit slow, but he really came along just as he kind of has all season, hasn't he?
Yes. Oh, yeah. And time and again, Michael will play along, and you almost might go a quarter and not hardly notice him, and the next thing you know, he's draining a three or he's stealing the ball and getting a layup.
Talk about these Lipkman twins, because, like Charlie said, it's just like a couple of gnats all over you, no matter where you're at on the court, and they're feisty, aren't they? You see them a lot more than most people do in the school building through the day. They're feisty, they're competitive, and they're exactly what you want in backcourt guards, aren't they?
Yes, they are. Pressure constantly. They're like fleas in a bed. You know, they're just all over you, and it's miserable for you. It makes it miserable for you. And like I said, if you bounce the ball over 2 times, they're going to have a hand in there and make it tough for you. And you know what? Another thing I want to throw in here that's not just basketball, the 3 young men that you just mentioned are also A students in school. And that's got a lot to do with basketball sports, is the thinking process.
I was going to say somebody.
They make the right decisions. I talked about rotating on the press. They know where to be.
Somebody commented on the video, they said, I really like how respectful the GP players are. If they get a foul called or there's a whistle and they have the ball in their hands, they go hand it to the official. They don't leave it laying on the floor. They don't toss it. They go hand it to the official.
Right.
Respect is big.
Yep, it sure is. You got to respect the game. You got to respect the officials. You don't agree with them. I certainly never agreed with them all the time. but that's part of the game. Yep.
Coach, you talk a lot about tradition, and of course that's a big part of Griggsville Perry Eagle basketball. You see names like Flint Kirk, you see all the Lipkmans and all the family and deep athletic history and just rooted history. Talk about what this is like for a community as a whole, because obviously there are a lot of happy Eagles fans here that made the trip tonight.
Well, you bet. And I said, gentleman come to me earlier and said, boy, you have a big crowd here. And I said, I wouldn't expect anything different. It's been that way for years and years, you know. It's just family after family. The only scary part about this is that working with these boys, and Garrett and I are starting practice tomorrow for 5th and 6th graders. I'm working with 3rd generations of this. So, yeah, we've seen different families give you different support, but we also have kids that are just willing to work and ask to do whatever you ask them to do. They'll work.
It's been a fun year, Coach. Outside of this, of course, you'll see these kids back next year. I mean, this is the 7th grade squad. Talk a little bit about, and that's the biggest thing now you'll hear. What are the keys for this team to, after enjoying this win, to get recharged and not let things go to their head next year?
Well, Brian, the thing is, they always say it's tough to get to the top, but it's harder to stay there. You got to work your butt off to get there, but staying there is really tough. And, I mean, the target's on them now.
Well, I think we saw that with the Lovejoy team this week in the Perry sectional for the 8th grade when they were beaten by AC Central. So,
Yep, the target's on them, so they've got to get together and work very, very hard, all the time, and can't say we're satisfied with this. They got to go to the next step.
Well, thank you very much, Coach Kenny Stoper. We appreciate the time as always. We're going to let you get back to celebrating with the rest of the squad, unless you wanted to ramble a little bit more. We've always got the time.
No, I've already docked. The Myerses are waiting for me. They want a picture of me with Dad, who won the state tournament, and son with Garrett, who won the state tournament.
Nice, very nice.
Yep. So there you go.
We're going to
thank you guys.
Thank you, Coach.
And tell that big guy thank you too. Where the heck's he at?
Where'd he go? Well, we're going to take a quick break, Charlie. We'll see if we can hunt down Coach Garrett White here real quick, and we'll go from there. We're going to take a quick break. You are celebrating his 7th grade state championship for the Griggsville Perry Eagles here in East Peoria. We'll be right back as we try to track down Garrett White live on Central Illinois Sports.
Pioneer Mechanical is a full-spectrum plumbing shop located in Griggsville and serving all of West Central Illinois, Missouri. We offer residential, commercial, and industrial plumbing, both service and new construction. Fully licensed, bonded, and insured, including EPA licensure for backflow surveys, testing, and repair. We also offer drain cleaning from small household drains to full-size sewer lines. With over 20 years of plumbing experience, Josh Phillips is happy to assist you with your plumbing needs. Call or text 217-617-5624, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We can also be reached on Facebook at Pioneer Mechanical. Backroad Lace Boutique on the Square in Pittsfield is a locally owned, proud supporter of local schools and organizations. Backroad Lace Boutique carries all women's clothing of all sizes, along with accessories and shoes. A personal shopping experience for all as we focus on your confidence. They're open Tuesday through Saturday in Pittsfield, wishing the Griggsville Perry Eagles the best of luck in today's game. Backroad Lace Boutique in Pittsfield on the south side of the square. Locally owned Save-A-Lot store in Pittsfield is a place to go for the best meat selection in the area. Pork chops, steaks, chicken wings, we've got them all, and more. Our team will work with you, the customer, to custom cut items for that special event as well. Drive a little, save a lot with local Save-A-Lot in Pittsfield. They support the Griggsville Prairie Eagles in their quest for this state championship. The best cuts of meat around and great groceries too. Drive a little, save a lot at Save-A-Lot in Pittsfield.
Welcome back to East Peoria Central Junior High School. 27-22 winners are the Griggsville Prairie Eagles, the state champions, and Garrett White joining us now. Coach, state champions has a pretty nice ring to it.
Yeah, you know, it's something that I myself have dreamed about ever since I could hold the basketball as a little kid. We've talked about it. We set high goals as a team to start the year. These kids all saw the 2016 team get to that state championship game and get second. They've had big dreams, big goals. We've set them high, and they've met every expectation along the way. There was a lot of pressure as it went on, keeping that perfect record. But you know what? It wasn't always the prettiest thing, but you can't ask for a gutsier group, and they scratch, they claw. They're not the biggest, they're not the tallest, they're not the most physical, but they find a way to win basketball games with heart, with a lot of heart.
You talk about being gutsy and you talk about wanting to fight. You had a big fight tonight in the Darren Stevens kid. That's a good ball player. And really, for all intents and purposes, barring a few times he broke to the basket, you really did a nice job. Talk about the game plan with him and talk about the kid's mentality having to go up against that kid.
Well, obviously he was our main focus throughout practice here. We said we've had an excellent defensive group all year. We're going to start off in our 2-2-1 press, and we're going to back into our 2-3 extended Syracuse-like zone, but we're definitely going to keep an eye on where he is. And in the first half, we contained him. He didn't do anything. What do you have, 2 at half, something like that? As the second half went on, I could tell he started to take over the game a little bit. He started to find his rhythm. So fourth quarter, we went to a 1-on-1 on him, put Lane Lipkeman on him. Did a really nice job of slowing him down as much as possible. And then about the last minute and a half, we actually went to a triangle and 2 after 20. Hit that three-pointer. So call it junk defense if you want. I call it winning plays, and our team made them.
You made a lot of winning plays tonight, Coach. If we would have told you Myers had 11 in a state championship, 14, correct?
Finished with 16 even.
Yeah, with 16. So finishes with 16. But if I would have told you that Wade Lipkeman was going to give you 4, in a very efficient 4 as well, not even a lot of missed shots, and McAllister was going to come up with a couple of big baskets, and you maybe didn't get as much as you had hoped for out of the other 2 Lipkemans, you might have been a little worried, but man, these kids really stepped up in every capacity tonight, didn't they?
Absolutely, and again, our whole game starts on the defensive end of the court. When we go into every game, our goal is to hold the team under 20 points. Now, we were right there tonight. We've averaged 18.7 points against us on the season. We take a lot of pride in our defense. And with those kids stepping up, Wade Lipkeman does a nice job as a 6th grader in the high post, which is where he's got those 2 baskets. He's got a nice soft touch from mid-range. He knocked a couple key ones down for us. And Michael Myers, I don't know if anybody knows this or not, he's been throwing up with the flu the last 2 days. He was in a hospital today until noon. He had 3 IVs pumped into him full of fluids. He came out here with a Michael Jordan-type performance. Really shows the guts and the intestinal fortitude of Michael Myers with a performance like that.
And you knew you were going to have to get around that 3-2 zone, and a lot of that started with him knocking down the shots. They were really allowing that backdoor pass, which is exactly where you guys wanted to be, wasn't it? Really, we talked a lot about how that 3-2 might create some problems, but in the end, maybe it was a little blessing because it opened up those shots that you guys really like to take.
Yeah, they definitely had length on the perimeter, which bothered us all game long. We did exploit the corners a little bit in the first half and got some good looks. They were a little slow recovering out there. And then when they started to extend it, we were able to find the high post and get a couple baskets in there, and luckily it was enough. Then when it came down to it, we've been a good team at holding the ball all year. If we get a lead, we've been able to put you away with taking care of the basketball and shooting free throws. Now, we didn't knock them all down, but we were able to burn the clock. They stayed in their zone and kind of tic-tac, got to the free throw line, and Dane McAllister made 2 huge ones when we needed them the most.
You were able to really work things inside there starting the second half. You found Flint Kirk on the baseline. You were really starting to find Wade, and you were starting to find McAllister inside at the high post. It looked like, as Charlie and I discussed a little bit, that the team was well conditioned, and we started to see a little bit of the fatigue in the Lincoln Carroll Catholic kids. Talk about the grind that these kids have had. You've played 2 games a night, essentially, barring Logan Evans, all season long. Talk a little bit about how that maybe has played a little bit of a factor into the last minutes of tonight's game.
Absolutely. That's been a point of emphasis from the beginning with us. We take a lot of pride in our physical conditioning. They practice hard every night. They go 2 hours really, really hard. There's hardly any break time, one drill after another. We knew we needed to be in excellent shape this year, playing 2 games a night, playing over 50 ball games these kids have, and we saw that a lot this year. Teams would stay with us maybe for a quarter, maybe a half, but our physical conditioning and experience and knowing how to win basketball games took over in the second half all year long in these 7th grade basketball games. So very fortunate to have a group willing to work this hard and be coached.
Personally for you, Garrett, state champion coach at Griggsville Perry, following in the footsteps of Kenny Stouffer, who's been a great mentor for this program even after he stepped away. Talk a little bit about what that means for you, because it's got to be a great feeling personally.
Hey, it means the world. There's no better mentor than Coach Stouffer. He's taken me under his wing ever since I got here in 2011. I can't say enough positive things about him. He sat on the bench with me 5th and 6th grade season. All those years, he's always in at the beginning of the season, going through practice with us, preaching those fundamentals, preaching those little things. And I cannot ask to be taught and learn from a better Hall of Fame coach as Coach Stouffer. I owe him a lot, and yeah, this feels pretty awesome.
One last thing. I know you've got a lot of people that still want to shake hands and take pictures. We need to let you get back downstairs. A lot of fire truck rides lately. We've been a lot of fire truck rides. One more fire truck ride tonight. It's going to be fun to make that call, isn't it?
Absolutely. These kids get so geared up for it. When we hit the parking ride and that fire truck takes us into Griggsville later on, I hope that the locals are up and they're ready and they're flashing their lights and they're cheering these boys on, because they deserve it. They've earned everything all season long. It hasn't been handed to them. And let's get loud, Griggsville Perry community. Let's get loud. Let's get proud later on. It's going to be a little late, but it's going to be worth it.
Well, that's going to wrap it up. Thanks to Coach Garrett White, Griggsville Perry Middle School coach, state champion basketball coach for the first time here, and the first state championship since 1987 for Griggsville Perry. We're going to step aside for one last break. We'll wrap things up here on the stream on Central Illinois Sports on YouTube.
Teddy's in Griggsville is proud to serve our community with delicious foods and cold drinks. Teddy's invites you to check out their daily lunch buffet and the recently expanded menu. Not only will you enjoy the food, but Teddy's is a place to go for entertainment, including video gaming, pool tables, and live bands. Watch every big game on our big projection screen with your friends at Teddy's. Check out our Facebook page to keep up with our events and daily specials. Teddy's, locally owned and operated on the north side of the square in Griggsville.
The Griggsville Perry Eagles are the state champions, 27-22, in a fantastic contest here at East Peoria Central Junior High. Hey, we want to congratulate the entire Eagle community, and what a job coming out and supporting the squad here in person. You folks who have been able to watch online, we certainly appreciate you tuning in and watching the contest with us. Coach White, Coach Hanson doing a great job with the squad, getting them ready, Coach Stouffer, and then the kids, Brian. I think that's the biggest thing is, parents can want it for their kids. Coaches can want it for their kids, and sometimes players have to go out and prove it, and the Eagles did just that tonight.
They've proved it all season long from the very tip against Pleasant Hill way back late October when we started this. You saw the team struggle a little bit against some teams that were a little bit bigger and a little bit quicker. Losses did not come very often for this team, and they only came at the 8th grade level. They were defeated by a Camp Point team in their own 8th grade tournament championship. That was a loss that they would avenge later on as they figured out how to tackle that team, who was very strong and very big and very fast, much bigger and much faster than they were. You saw a couple of other short losses during the season on the 8th grade squad, but they also had some fantastic wins against a North Green team in the PCC championship down at Pleasant Hill for the 8th grade title, a team that was much, much bigger than them. They were able to find a way to scrap away and get that win. So that's the mentality of this team. It's all about fight and it's all about desire. This team's not exceptionally huge in the backcourt, Charlie. I mean, like we called them, the not-so-big Big Three. You've got some nice big kids inside, and Wade Lipkeman and Kyle Waters and Flint Kirk, but the backcourt not so small, not so large, and that's sometimes a big, tough task to overcome. But from tip in October all the way here now in mid-February, Eagles are state champions.
They are, and I think a quote to kind of sum up the night, and it's a little bit cliche, but it's not the size of the dog in the fight, but it's the size of the fight in the dog, and these dogs, in the form of Eagles, have pretty good fight in them.
They've got a lot of fight in them, Charlie, and of course that fight is going to come back next season as you're going to see basically every one of these kids in an 8th grade capacity as they'll try to replicate the success. It'll be a lot of fun next season to see these young kids continue to develop and continue to grow, and a lot of community support, Charlie, and it took a lot of community support to bring us this game even tonight on Central Illinois Sports.
That it did. We thank our sponsors for helping bring the broadcast to you. We thank Brian Shoemaker, folks, who does a lot of extras behind the scenes for this community. You all know it. Thank Brian next time you see him. Thank John for manning the camera tonight, and thank you for joining us on Central Illinois Sports as the Eagles take the state championship. This has been another Central Illinois Sports presentation.